Good
morning, everybody. It is Friday.
Oh.
July the 3rd.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
January the 3rd.
Darn it.
I know. I knew it was something with a J.
Yeah, they're all the same.
January, July, June. No, it's January 3rd. And we are live. We're live. Coming to you from Creve Coeur, Olive Boulevard, City Place. Who knows what Monday's going to be like, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Well, so much can change, but I'm hearing it's going to be 87 inches.
Oh, they said degrees.
87 inches. Yeah, it could be anywhere
that's how
from a
they talk.
trace to 87 feet.
That's what they're saying, man. They're telling me that the kids probably aren't going to school. This is going to be a mess. You got rear-wheel drive. You may as well just kiss your ass goodbye.
Yep.
Well, yeah, the kids are like, do you think we'll have school on Monday? I go, I'm normally a pessimist when it comes to this. I'm always like, you're going to school. You're going to school. But even this one, I'm like, man, I don't know about school on Monday. Well, what do you think about Tuesday? You're going to school on Tuesday.
That's for sure.
You're for sure.
We've got the technology. Sunday, wintry mix.
Well, here's what they're saying.
100%, they say, of precipitation.
This is according to Fox 2. How much snow will St. Louis get this weekend?
Gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk.
Oh, man.
I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. Oh my God, I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. They said snow. I gotta get the bread and milk. Oh my God. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. Oh
Calm down. Calm down.
We're only 2 shows
Calm
in
down,
to the
buddy.
year. We're already bread and milking it.
A winter storm will move into the St. Louis area this weekend. Again, this is Channel 2, delivering up to 8 inches of mixed participation.
You gonna go sledding?
Killing it.
That's mixed participation.
Mixed precipitation in 3 waves. The system is expected to begin late Saturday night and continue through late Sunday, impacting Monday morning's commute. Location will determine precipitation type, with areas north to 70 seeing mainly heavy snow, while communities south of Metro St. Louis face significant icing. The metro area sits in a transition zone with many forms of winter precipitation in the forecast. So expected accumulations. Wave 1, 1 to 3 inches of snow and sleet north to 70. Wave 2, up to a 1/4 inch of freezing rain plus sleet. Wave 3, 2 to 4 inches.
Oh, so
Not very much.
Wave on top of the ice.
Hurricane Chris, I'm back. Chris, get out of
This is
here.
Winter
You can't
Storm
come back.
Chris.
Hey, what if we
Winter
get the?
Storm. We should name our Winter Storm.
Winter Storm
It would be
Chris.
more fun. Why don't we do that?
I wonder if we get the repeat of what the heck was that? 92. We had a year. Riz, you missed it. We had the greatest year to be a kid ever in St. Louis. It snowed a little bit and then iced, and I mean like ice rink ice over kind of like some packed snow. And then there was a little bit of snow over it. It was the greatest
Was it
sledding
like 92, 93, something like that?
It was something
Yeah,
around there.
I remember there was there was like a week. We had like a week off of school because of some bad ice storm,
Right.
and they could not get the roads clear.
I don't remember the
That's cool.
roads. I just remember every yard was an ice skating rink, and it was the greatest until I smashed my face into a tree and had a
Yeah,
bunch of
That's not
stitches.
smart.
Well, I mean, it's. I wasn't upset. I mean, I wasn't hurt. I was just upset that my sledding season
Right,
was
yeah,
Yeah.
because my parents were
Taking
pissed.
advantage.
That was the one when I walked in bleeding, and they were just like, "Get
Well-
back in the car." They got investigated because it was the third time. It was the third time in like 6 months that I was in the hospital for stitches.
Oh, they called Child Protective Services.
Well, I think after the second time or something like that, it's like standard. They have to like interview the parents to make sure they're not, beating my face.
They interview the
Brad
tree.
says January 5th, 1992.
Yeah.
Dang,
It
how about that?
It was the greatest, man. You missed out. I mean, it rounded out my childhood.
Because we built like a little igloo at our house down in Springfield.
Yeah.
I remember crawling through it. It was
Matt-
so cool.
Matt says they do name winter storms. This is Winter Storm Blair.
Blaya.
I do declare.
She's a true player. Blaya.
The combo of heavy snow and substantial ice accumulation raises concerns about power outages and tree damage throughout the affected areas. Travel conditions are expected to become hazardous, with officials warning that road travel could become, quote, nearly impossible during the height of the storm. The Monday morning commute is likely to be significantly impacted. So the storm is still moving across the U.S. to Missouri. The timing and impact of the weather may change over time. So Monday's going to be, listen, I got a call from the boss last night. He goes, oh, Monday looking iffy. I go, yeah, I'll probably stay at the brewery across the street. He goes, you might want to get together a ratio best of, because maybe too crazy to come in. I go, oh no, we'll be here.
We'll be here.
We'll be here. Or at least Scott will be here.
Oh, thank you.
What?
Yeah.
Or at least Scott will be here.
I just have a motorcycle now.
Hey.
I can't.
Yeah,
Thanks, buddy.
He's on a Yamaha scooter.
I got a Vespa.
Thanks,
which is
buddy.
great.
Thanks for taking
Nice.
one for the team.
Hey, anything for you all.
Appreciate it.
Drive your
Seriously, I
Vino
love St.
over.
Louis. Anything for you guys.
Now, as we move through the weekend, I'm sure, the timing of stuff will change. The amount of snow, the amount of sleet, the amount of ice, that'll all change. But hey, bread and milk. Got to get it tonight.
Man.
Got to be prepared. French toast on Sunday.
Yep.
It was on this show just a few years ago. I realized that's why you were talking about bread and milk. Or people were always going for bread and milk. I was like, what is it specifically for about those things? You're like, French toast. I was like, French toast. This is like a standard thing when you get snowed in that you have to make French toast?
No, those are the ingredients for it.
Oh, so you're just presuming that
I'm just assuming everybody's making French toast.
Yeah. He's just taking the completely arbitrary ingredients that people think are survival goods
Oh, okay.
and creating what product you can make with
Right.
them.
So it's not a French toast thing. It is some sort of thing
is
where
the
people think that
staples.
that's the survival
I
staple.
think that's the staples, yeah.
Milk.
Milk, bread.
Milk and bread.
You can have toast, butter, milk, bread, butter.
Sometimes this world feels weird.
Amen.
And
Well, 100 years
I
ago, that
understand.
makes a lot of sense.
I'm off a lot. I'm way off a lot. But is this one? Is this a simulation? Here we go again.
I don't know, man. I may dip into my emergency supplies.
Your frozen bread and hamburger
I
buns.
got barrels of rice in the basement,
Yeah.
just in case.
Hey, what?
Smart.
I'm curious. I haven't heard anything in some time about your deep freezers. What's in the deep freezer?
Meat.
Is it still that half a cow you're going through?
We just got one. We
You
just got a new one.
See, well, you didn't update us. No, none of us knew this.
The new cow comes every November.
Okay, I will make a note
What's
of
the
that.
name of this cow?
We don't name them. We don't name them, Scott.
You
All right,
just
so-
you just go out and hunt them, right?
So it's freshly full.
No, I got 400 pounds of meat.
A bull.
I got 400 pounds. Well, the meat fits in one freezer, one deep freeze.
What's
So
in the
it
other
takes
one?
over the whole thing. Is it a full cow, you say, or
Half cow.
So do I need to get a huge deep freeze if I was to do the half cow, or can I get like a tall one that's...
Yeah, how big is this thing?
I don't know. It's your standard deep freeze, not a huge one.
It's the ones that you see like in the murder docs.
We got our you could put. Let me see how many dead hookers. If you cut them up small,
if you
at
package them right.
at least four. At least four if you cut them up small.
That's ridiculous. What's in the second one? Is it just filled with ice cream sandwiches?
Yeah, that's it. It's
Just stacks.
all ice cream sandwiches and Italian ices.
You're living the life, man.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
2 deep freezes.
2, yes.
Looking like
Yes, too.
looking like a butcher in a Six Flags.
You too can own a deep freezer.
Now I'm not to that
Just
level
go
yet.
to Costco. They're not that expensive.
We are now Costco members, and
Well,
today
look at
is the
you.
run day.
Whoa,
and
really?
I'm going to go, but apparently Wednesdays are the sample days, and I'm missing out. So I got to go on a Wednesday. But man,
I just
yeah.
encourage everyone to go out to the St. Peter's location because the one on Olive, it's too crazy. Just go out there.
Nah, St. Peter's is packed. Don't go
What?
there.
No, go over there. It's way better.
Yeah, it has changed our life.
Go to Costco. They sell deep freezers. That's where we got ours.
I'm a Costco snob now.
I got a 2-pack of deep freezers. That's what Costco's all about.
It's in plastic.
Yeah,
you
I
cut
got a
it.
2-pack. We buy in bulk.
It's nice.
No, I also got a generator too.
You do? See, you're living
Well,
a life
just
that
for the-
I can't
just for the deep freezer.
obtain right now.
What
That's
if the
smart.
power goes out?
Yeah, you could lose it all, man.
I'll lose it all.
Nobody wants to lose 4 dead hookers.
No. Like to keep them fresh.
It'll take a while to
Frozen.
thaw, though, I'm assuming. And if it's
Well-
in the wintertime,
Well,
just
just
push
roll
them
it
out in the
outside.
yard. Yeah, just push them in
Well, I
the
mean,
yard.
God forbid something happens. And I'm running around going, hey, hold these steaks.
Is there a guy standing right there at Costco in the deep freezer aisle going, well, you know, if you're going to get one of these, you got to get 2 of these. And you know, if you're going to get 2 of these, you really need to get a generator. It's got it all right there.
The generator
Sells you on
came
the-
later.
It sells you on the package.
Well, once you get past the cell phone guys, then the other guy pops up.
The
Hey, come here.
generator came later because it was somebody going, hey, you got a lot of meat. What happens if the power goes out? Oh, I go, you're right.
So is it like a tiny little generator, or is it one of those big boys you roll in and?
No, it's a solar powered one. So
Wow.
it'll charge, you know, with the sun, and it'll keep it going for
That's kind of neat.
quite a bit of time.
I am impressed. I can't figure out where to store the Christmas stuff.
Oh,
But you got a generator.
I
and
tell you
two-
what,
two
man, I
deep
came home
freezers down
yesterday.
there.
My house was de-Christmased.
Oh yeah, mine too. Really?
My wife did it on her own.
So did mine. But here, I don't know how your house operates, but this is how mine is. Oh, I walked in and she goes, "You didn't even notice. Everything's down. I did everything." And I went,
Same exact thing happened
I
to
went,
me.
"Oh man, I would have noticed if you just give me a few more minutes. I'm so grateful. Thank you. This is amazing." And then I went downstairs where my office and studio is, and all the Christmas stuff is on the floor waiting to be stored. So,
Oh, no, everything was away.
yes, yeah.
Everything was nicely put away.
so I still got to store it.
I walked in and I didn't notice, and it
Your
was a test,
worlds.
and I failed. I failed the test.
Yeah, me too, man.
That's
My wife
funny.
goes, "Do you notice anything?" I go, "Yeah, house nice and clean."
Your hair looks great.
She goes, "The Christmas stuff is down. Christmas is over." I go, "Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Thanks. On with my day."
Well, count your blessings, gentlemen, because at my house, we still have pumpkins hanging from a tree on a standoff that has continued into the new year.
Oh, I
between-
saw that. I saw you post about that.
I was like, I remember when I decorated for Halloween, I went out and got like all those blow up things. Like I decked the whole house out. And Tina's contribution that she demanded to do was she got those little trash bag pumpkins. You like fill them with leaves and tie them up in
Yeah.
the tree. And she tied them way up high in with untiable knots. So they're up there. And I was like, I took all the stuff down. Day after Halloween, I took everything down. And I go, what, did you get a ladder? She goes, oh, I borrowed Emily's ladder. And Emily moved. And I go, okay. Well, how are we going to get those down? And she's like, I put them up. Don't worry about it. I got it. I put them up. I'll take them down.
Okay.
Don't stress. I said, okay. You sure? I won't. And I'm like, I'm either getting them down today or I'm not messing with them. I said I got it. That was November 1st. It's January 3rd, and there are 3 trash bag pumpkins still hanging from the tree in front of my
They'll
house.
be good in a couple months.
Yeah, man.
At this point, I'm like, do we just ride it out? Like,
Yeah.
Wait
who's-
it
Dude, in 9 months, it'll be fine.
until the city people come and knock on our door and be like, what's up with these pumpkins, man?
Like, what do you mean, dude? We're
Just
just
3 random trash
We're just
bag
early.
pumpkins.
don't stifle my spirit.
Oh, those, are,
Halloween's come early.
those are Valentine's pumpkins. Those are Mardi Gras pumpkins.
Easter
Those?
pumpkins are nice.
Yeah, Easter pumpkins. You ever heard of those? Like
think
we
the city-
trying to rebrand it.
You think the city's gonna care at all? They're like, nah,
No, not where I'm at.
Not where you are. They got other problems.
do it, dude. Write it. Commit to the joke.
I feel like at this point I'm committed to.
I dare you.
We had the conversation. We've been having a lot of good ADHD talks about like what's my problem and what's not my problem,
And follow through.
and like not coming behind and cleaning up and letting and I'm trying really hard and it drives me crazy. I want to go get them, but I'm like I've left it.
No, I dare you. Somebody double dog dare him.
I'm riding it out now, dude.
There was an anger in my wife's voice when she said Christmas is over. Maybe it was the fact that I didn't notice.
That could be it.
That could be.
Yeah, you'll hang that heat
It
for
was
a
the
while.
first week back. I'm sorry, the first day back at work.
Yeah, you're in a zone. We're in a zone,
I
babe.
came home. I'm like, all right, first day, done.
Yeah, I noticed.
Notice anything? Yeah, house is clean. Great, thank you.
The same. You got to see my basement though. I don't know how we keep adding ornaments. We had so many ornaments. Do you guys need ornaments, by the way?
No.
Now's the time. I'm
Yeah, but we
selling
don't
it
have
at a
big
discount.
tree. We don't have a big tree. We have a little tree, and it goes in the tree bag, which looks like a body bag.
Mm-hmm.
And goes in a deep freezer.
Like our tree bag looks like a body bag. We didn't get a real tree this year.
Smart.
It was sheer laziness, honestly.
It was staycation. We saw your picture. It's our profile picture.
It
now.
was over the break.
Yeah, you didn't look like a real
But
tree kind
how
of
much
guy.
decoration do you guys actually throw up? I don't picture much.
Not much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that could be easy to miss.
By the way, your photo from over the break, our new profile, huge hit.
Yeah, I took a picture the last day. This was New Year's Eve, and I look like a disaster.
It's a different.
And that's our
human.
new profile pic.
Yeah, and I'm
social media.
and I'm pretty sure half the people that saw it at first and commented on it weren't listening live and didn't didn't realize what it was. You know?
Did you see this when someone put it in the comments?
Oh yeah.
It's me next to the mastermind of 9/11.
Yeah. What's that guy's name? When they found him in the spider hole?
Scott Rizzuto.
Oh no, that's not Saddam.
No, it was a different guy. Abu something. What's this guy's name?
Is that Khalil Sheikh Mohammed?
Might be. I saw it last night, and me and Tina about fell out on the couch. I go, man, they're just going hard on my boy, and I'm like, he's just trying to be a guy.
When did the singer of Mastodon get rid of his tattoos?
Go
on his
ahead,
face?
man. I don't care.
I love
That was
it.
me. At the end of the break, I let myself go a little bit. That's fine.
Yeah.
All cleaned up now.
Hey,
feeling
looking
good.
sharp.
Feeling good. Although this morning did not start out well for me. For the first time ever in 15 years of doing a morning show, getting up at the hour I get up. It's never happened before, but had a full tire blowout on the way to work today. Now, what would you do, Scott?
What would you do?
What would you do?
Well, my wife would probably get a phone call.
Tire blows out.
Yeah.
I'm on 109 out in Wildwood. It sounded like this. Like I heard. I go, did something hit the car? But it was a tire actually exploding.
And so it only damaged the tire.
It's a big
Like
old
nothing
Jeep
else happened?
tires.
It was a big Jeep tire pop.
Because I've had a blowout before. I was in a giant Sprinter van loaded with all this expensive medical gear out in Illinois near Springfield. Going up, the tire blew out. So I got it pulled over. And then when I got out, I saw this liquid pouring everywhere. And I'm like, what is that? And then I realized the brake lines had been snapped.
Wow.
So I was like,
Somebody cut your brake lines?
no, the tire blew and hit the brake
hit the brake
lines.
line.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so I heard that sound and I go, okay, probably nothing. Probably nothing. Probably just something that ran over something. Whatever.
Huh.
And now you're leaning forward. And now you're leaning forward and to the left. And now the whole car's tilting this way.
No, I guess my first thought would be, I don't want to change a tire right now. But I will.
Well, I put on the I put on the screen on the little toggle switch you could switch to see the tire pressures. And it went from my front left tire went from 36 psi to 27 to 17. I go, oh no. I pulled off onto a side street. And by the time I pulled off, it was just about zero. 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 28 degrees out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What do? I called an Uber.
Not a bad choice.
Would you change the tire right there? I don't know. I mean,
I probably
dark
would have
out.
because I'm cheap, but
Yeah, I probably would.
'cause I wouldn't even thought of Uber. I'd have thought of, I got to fix the tire right now. Dang it. Or change it.
Yeah, I would. I probably would have changed it. Although if I was in your position and I was you,
Yes.
I probably would.
I got to get to
I'd
work.
Go back.
What happened to your driver? Like, you need to have that.
It was like I said, hey, what
He's
could
still-
go wrong on a Friday?
He's still there.
Yeah, he's still with the car.
He's still in the car.
He's in the car.
He's shivering right now because Riz said you can't burn the gas.
Nah, I said I'm just gonna call an Uber. Now the car's on the side of the street.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? You gonna go back and do it yourself?
I don't know. I got roadside assistance.
I've never used that. I don't know what that is. I don't know how that works. Is it a monthly? Is it
I pay every month.
okay? And they show up and just do it, and you stand in and watch.
I mean, is it a test of my manliness if I call somebody?
No.
No, I pay for it.
No, if you pay for it, you better get
Rafe, make the call on
get
this.
the value.
I go roadside, brother.
Wait a second. So wait, do you have to be there? Call roadside and have them fix it now while you're working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
Have
that
them
the
drive
point?
it here.
already.
Isn't that the point? Or are you going to stand there and watch them?
I don't know. Can you do that?
You're the one with the answers.
I've never used it before.
I don't have roadside. I don't know what it is.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I know the idea.
your
but
tires
I-
on the back, right?
Yeah, it's a Jeep, so the tire's on the back.
Oh, so they don't need your keys to get in.
They can go change it. I don't know if they'll throw. They might just leave your other tire like leaning on the Jeep. They might put it on the back, bolt it down where the old one was, but they will go change it while you're not.
Nice.
If you'd left the key, depending on what level of roadside you have, sometimes though, it's nice, man.
I don't know. It's through Allstate.
Do it. Yeah, just do the thing. I'm sure you can probably do it on the app.
The other thing that you could have them do is tow it back to your house.
I feel like that's
Oh, I
going
don't
to go
need
past
that.
your deductible.
Probably. I don't know what you have. Like some of the roadside's good, man. Like if you had your key, they'd bring it to you.
I don't know. It'd be nice if I got back to the car and the tire was all.
Yeah.
Do
The
that.
spare was on there.
That'll be done.
Do
That's
that.
easy to do. That's what I would do. Is I'd just be like, hey man, here's where it's at. Here's the license plate number. Here's the street it's on. Let them go change it. Then when you Uber back wherever,
100%. If you pay for it, do that.
And that's a full spare on that car. So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and they'll
So you're
put
great.
the other one on your back. Get it.
It's a win.
Get it done.
ooh, things just turned around a little bit.
Yeah, you
Things
feeling
turned
good?
around a little bit.
You-
Yeah,
come
you know,
on,
you got
handle
that,
it.
You got that hanging.
Handle it on air so we can educate the
Depends on-
masses. I'm
the
curious.
spare is a problem because I don't know how old your tires are. If you got a huge tread differential, that'll mess your alignment.
Oh, the tire that blew out is about a month
I
old.
was gonna say, didn't you
Oh,
just
really?
get
Oh,
new
yeah.
tires?
Oh. So it's probably under warranty, so that's good news.
Oh, you're
That's
good
also
to go.
good news. Yes.
Oh, you're good to go. Change it out. Get the new tire. Put that on the spare. You're done.
All right.
You're good to go.
All right.
There you
This is
go,
great
man.
All right.
news.
There
Great
you
news.
go.
Great news, guys.
Hell, they might even throw you a little, who knows, like a little rebate card or a gift card at the tire shop if you go in there and you act butthurt enough over the new tire blowing out.
Well, it's not their fault.
Well, they sold it to you. Wintertime.
Listen, the good
important
people,
man,
the good
radio
people-
host has to be at work.
The good people of Dobbs and Ellisville, great people up there. They would not ever, ever sell me a bad tire.
I agree.
Now I'm coming to you after the show. Have a bay open. Have a bay open. I'm coming. Hey, just when we think we learned what we could about Gen Alpha, another generation is about to spring up. What's the new generation, which actually started? If a kid is born now, what's the new generation?
I guess if it was alpha, this is beta.
Is that what they're calling it? I have the answer.
No, they wouldn't now.
So this new generation starts arriving this year. So what is the new generation called? So we are, we're there's Gen X, there's the millennials.
Who are now officially, I heard yesterday, outnumbered the boomers.
Millennials outnumber boomers.
So X's got lost somewhere. We're the lost gen, dude. We're both. I know we're millennials too, but
We're what? Zillennials?
yeah, we're the cool. We're foot in both camp boys.
Is that what they call us? Zillennials?
Yeah, I think you guys are technically X, and I'm
We're technically
we're
X.
future
and
people.
we're Zillennials because we're
You guys are from the old
We're on
days.
the cusp
We're from
to
modern day.
70,
78.
millennials like 77 to 81.
Oh, okay. Well, we're 81s. Y'all are 78s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all,
So you got your boomers, you got your X's, you got your millennials. Then you got your
Is it-
alphas, right?
If there's not a clearly defined thing that's happening in the moment, is it kind of unfair to stick a name on these kids already?
Well, how lucky were the greatest generation? They were born like, this is the greatest generation, and they got that one.
And then it just landed fair. Yeah, I don't think they were thinking about it
Jeez.
back then
Luckies.
till, afterwards.
Is this the grooviest generation, maybe? The new one?
What could it be? What can you give us a hint on what
The
they're going to
Totes
pull it
Adorbs.
from? Is it a tech thing? Is it a
For why we're doing it?
No. What
the
this
name is?
generation is going to be called, or is supposedly being?
I
called.
feel like they're going to skip over beta because of the negative connotation of like soy boy beta.
Yeah. Plus, you don't
Which
want.
is lame. I think they should have to be beta.
But you don't want two of the Greek things in a row, because then you're setting precedents.
So what's Gen Z, then Alpha?
Well, so we got
So it seems like they started the alphabet over. Right?
Okay, so Gen X. So baby boomers is 46 to 64.
And why is it X?
X is 65 to 80.
And
Millennials or Generation Y is 81 to 96.
millennial makes sense. We all know.
Then Gen Z from 97 to 09. Alpha is 2010 to 2024.
Although if you ask anybody born in 2010, they will say, "I'm not an alpha." They're very upset about that. They do not want to be lumped in there. My son is like, "Dude, don't do that."
What is he, 2012?
He's 2010.
2010. No, I'm sorry, buddy.
But he's like, "Hey,
Sorry,
man."
buddy, you're an alpha.
No, he's not. He's like, no. He's like, these kids talk totally different. This has nothing to do with me.
The new generation is...
You're an elder alpha, my man. I don't know what to tell you.
It's Generation Beta.
Is it really?
Oh,
That seems so strange.
This is perfect.
Hey, so why X?
Nice.
Can somebody explain that to me? I've never thought about that before.
Why, what? X?
Yeah.
I think...
Is there an alphabetical?
this is what
Oh,
ABC
because of
News
2000,
says.
maybe? Like they were trying to end it?
No, millennial.
Yeah, no, but
Was baby boomer and then X.
X, Y, Z, so it ended the 1900s.
Generation X is referred to those who were born between 65 and 80 and is mostly made up of kids of the silent generation and early baby boomers. The 1970s and 80s, the Gen Xers were often called the latchkey generation because many came home from school to empty houses, needing a key to let themselves in. This was due to rising divorce rates, increased maternal workforce participation, and limited childcare options. Generation X parents were the first to adopt, quote, helicopter parenting, being more involved in their kids' lives compared to their boomer parents, who were more hands-off. Gen Xers focus on closely managing their kids' social and educational growth.
Well, they nailed us, but why?
I don't know why the X.
Why the X?
I think it just sounded cool. I think it was the MTV thing.
The latchkey thing sounds like it makes more sense.
Yeah, but I think Generation X
Like
kind of sounded like...
like we're rebels.
yeah,
bro.
because it's kind of, it's kind of the
We're wild.
the grunge music and like
yeah.
kind of where all that was the era when all this new
Punk.
music of like all this like emo music was starting to come in, like this detached
Yeah.
sense of irony.
And you know why? It's because our mommy wasn't home when we got
Yeah.
home from
That's
school.
right. We were left to our own devices.
and
We had
they-
too much fun.
And hands off. Y'all didn't want to participate in
Which
our
means we
lives.
were out experimenting on our own.
Experimenting.
There it is.
I
There
like
it is. We
We
just
found
Oh,
it.
doggone it.
Excellent. So beta.
Excellent.
Excellent. That's beautiful.
Nice. Pound it out.
So betas will be born from 2005 to 2039, or 2025
Oh.
to 2039. With the researchers saying they'll be immersed into tech and AI more than any other generation before them, obviously.
Nerds.
Somebody who calls himself a futurist,
Yes.
what a job that is. A futurist says that Generation Beta will inherit a world grappling with major societal challenges, with climate change, global population shifts, and rapid urbanization at the forefront. Sustainability will not just be a preference, but an expectation. And if you don't feel old yet, just know that most of Gen Beta will live into the 22nd century.
It's pretty neat.
Pretty neat. Ha, betas. Well, speaking of futurists, and this was an interesting article that I looked at yesterday, predictions about 2025 from 1925.
Oh.
1925.
So 100 years ago, what did they think 2025 would be? What would it look like? What would the people be like?
That we're supposed to say guess here? Because I think I
Well-
know.
Well, what do you think they thought?
I bet they thought we could be telepathic with each other, have flying cars, trains that fly over the city. Or maybe Yeah, they would have
I mean,
all
they
that.
got a lot of stuff right by saying, there's going to be a lot of the modern conveniences that we take for granted today, whether it be, kitchen stuff, kitchen gadgets. But for the most part,
I just looked up eventful happenings in 1925. We have, let's see. Well, Hubble reveals that there's galaxies beyond the Milky Way. So there's a lot of futurist talk in 1925. And think about jazz was probably just full blown swing, So people were probably thinking wow,
It's jazz,
these
man.
kids are getting
These kids are listening
wild.
to jazz.
Swing and jazz and all that kind of
Their
stuff.
hands
Next
are going to
stop,
look
Saturn.
different.
All right, then we have January 2nd, fascist violence begins in Italy.
Whoops.
Mussolini establishes dictatorship in Italy on the 3rd. Hitler's political maneuvering in Bavaria, and I'm pretty sure didn't he publish Mein Kampf around this time, in the mid-20s?
Hitler?
Right.
I don't know.
So it's probably a pretty interesting place as far as what they're going to think is going to be happening in 100 years. With jazz and Hitler and Babe Ruth kicking ass.
Flying cars and turquoise jewelry.
And basically, people in 1925 predicted that people in 2025 would be immortal and ugly.
What?
Yeah.
Immortal and
ugly.
Huh.
So, about 100 years ago, a group of deep thinkers.
That was what they called
Isn't that
futurists.
funny?
Yeah,
We're futurists. We're deep thinkers.
A group of deep thinkers.
Oh, wow. These guys are
They
awesome.
got together and they dared to imagine what life would be like in 2025. And some of the stuff proved, weirdly accurate. So, one psychologist said the future looks ugly. According to his calculations, homely, dull people were having more kids than beautiful, intelligent people.
Oh, so idiocracy.
Idiocracy.
What's happening in 1925?
Dang. All right.
So he thought, with the trend continuing, in 2025, we would all be homely and dull looking.
But what was beautiful then has probably already shifted, so wouldn't it
He
change?
says if we keep progressing in the wrong direction, as we have been doing, American beauty is bound to decline, and there will not be a good-looking girl to be found from 100 years from now. And then there's the whole advanced aging thing. In 1925, they said, thanks to, science, people would live to at least 150 years old.
Well, you got to remember, turn of the century, wasn't the average life 40?
I mean, it's certainly not what it is now.
No, before the advent of vaccines, and I think there was one other thing that spiked, doubled our life expectancy from 40 to 76, from 1900 to 2000. I think 1900 was the first time that we had gotten over 40 on an average. Now you got to remember, I think that takes into account all stillborn and things that happen like that.
Sure.
Which obviously is a huge factor in the average.
Yeah.
But if I remember right,
I'm sure women having access to proper medical care was a huge problem.
Everybody having access to,
But specifically for birth rate.
Jimmy Carter.
Specifically women, because I'm sure that birthing rates were bringing that average way down.
I was reading all these little fun facts about Jimmy Carter, who just died, and he was the first president to be born in a hospital.
Yeah. Okay, so here's by the numbers.
That's
In
crazy.
1870, the expected life expectancy from birth in the United States is 39.
It's 1870.
1870. Between 1870 and 1900, it had risen all the way up to 48,
Okay.
which was staggering for the
So
time.
1925.
From 1900 to 1925, it was raised all the way to 58.16.
So when they're like, all right, if it keeps trending this way, in 2025, we could live to at least 150
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah, so in a 50-year period, they went from 39 to almost 60, which I'm sure was just
I don't know.
mind-boggling.
So how come we haven't increased it anymore, really? We 58, now it's up to, what, 70?
78?
We are back down.
Yeah.
76.
So why hasn't it gone?
We're trending back down, baby.
We've been trending down since 2015 very slowly. 2020 did not help.
Well, even if we were to, solve and cure every disease, I think the
Yeah.
body just can't. I think your body starts to break down at some point.
Well, we got to eat the
I feel
blue
like
zone
it's
diet.
I feel like it's at this point.
46? Yep.
No, we got to eat the blue zone
right around
diet,
here.
then we're fine.
No. No, so people in 1925
They
thought...
have that thing for dogs, dude. They're gonna have it for us soon. That thing that like slows your dog's aging. You seen this?
No.
No.
Oh boy, let's get conspiracy corner. Check it out.
Slows your dog's aging.
Yeah, it's in the testing phase. Hold on, I'll get to it. You guys talk amongst
How
yourselves.
much does it cost? Take all my money.
That's called walks.
No, it's like a drug.
Oh no.
We'll get there.
Dozempic? Dog Zempic?
An injection, LOY001, an injection-based treatment that targets the hormone IGF-1, which is believed to accelerate aging in large dogs, is designed for healthy dogs over 7 years old and weighing more than 40 pounds, administered every 3 to 6 months by a vet. They have expanded conditional approval in November 2023 in hopes of full launch by 2026. It's an immunosuppressant. Been used as an immunosuppressant. It slows dogs' aging for them to be able to live longer
Yeah.
and have a more
Nice.
healthier life.
2026, cat will be 7. Perfect.
Yeah.
Cat
Callie
the
will be
dog will be
7.
cat the dog will be 7.
Yeah. They're not making immortal dogs or nothing, but
It's going to slow the
step
aging down.
closer. We'll get there, dude.
Get it old together.
Rich people are going to live forever. That's where we're headed, dude.
Hey, speaking of conspiracies, and man, how is this not a bigger story? So, you know, Apple has agreed to pay a $95 million in a settlement. Did nobody hear this story?
No.
It depends which.
Headline: Siri unintentionally recorded private convos. Apple agrees to pay $95 million. So Apple's agreed to pay $95 million to settle a lawsuit alleging that its voice assistant, Siri, routinely recorded private conversations that were then sold to third parties for targeted ads. So it's that whole, hey, we were just talking about
Yeah, man.
Air Jordans, and I'm just getting fed
Yeah.
Air Jordan ads now.
Yeah. We all knew that was happening, man.
Yeah.
We all knew it was happening.
But I like how 90 million.
Kudos to them for admitting it a
Read
little
the
bit.
fine
Oh.
print.
But here's the thing.
You volunteered for this.
Admitting it, you'd like to think they did.
Oh, they didn't.
So in the proposed class action settlement, which comes after 5 years of being tied up in the courts, Apple admitted to no wrongdoing.
Oh,
Instead, the settlement refers to, quote, unintentional Siri activations that occurred after the when you say it, hey, hey Siri feature was introduced in 2014, where recordings were apparently prompted without users ever saying those trigger words. So they say sometimes Siri would inadvertently activate, and this is what a whistleblower said who worked for Apple, when an Apple Watch was raised and speech was detected. So I guess a feature of the Apple Watch is if you raise it a certain way, or Siri starts to listen to it.
well, I don't
Listen to
know
what
an
you're
Apple
saying.
Watch, and I have this all the time.
Yeah.
I have ads running for conversations I've been having.
That's why I love working on the show, because my ads are so messed up where they don't know what to throw at me.
So the only
We
clue
talk
that
about some
users
random
seemingly
stuff.
had of their a series alleged spying was eerily accurate targeted ads that appeared after they had just been talking about specific items. In this article, they talk about Air Jordans and talk about like Olive Garden. Like you mentioned Olive Garden, all of a sudden you're getting ads for it.
Wow.
It's currently unknown how many customers were affected, but if the settlement is approved, the Apple has offered up to $20 per Siri-enabled device for any customers who made purchases between September 17, 2014 and December 31st, 2024. That includes iPhones, iPads, Apple Watches, MacBooks, HomePods, iPad Touches, and Apple TVs.
I like how it's $20. Like, they made how much money off of us, and then they're like, oh, well, yeah, we made fortunes off you, but here's a little.
Each customer can submit claims for up to 5 devices.
Interesting.
I mean,
Yeah, $100.
This is the
A
advantage
little higher than that.
to all the family plan crap that we have. You know, all the kids are on the same music things and Amazon and all. Because my Amazon suggestions basically look like the checkout aisle at Marshall's. You know what I mean? It's just crap, from candles to jeans to this to that. I mean, like, no, you're right. The algorithm has no idea who I am because the kids are using it. My wife's using
Right.
it.
Awesome.
Like, we're all using it. It's a mess.
So listen, to Apple, $95 million to settle this all for the millions they probably paid, or they got paid from third-party advertisers for the info. Mm-hmm. That's nothing to them.
No, this is a
Yeah,
this is a joke.
there's a tech guy that I listen to a lot, and he's always talking about, like, you have to think of punishment versus
Reward.
reward. Yeah, and he's like, the punishment will never outweigh what they get. He's like, they'll do as many things as possible if the fee doesn't come close to the profit.
Yeah.
Like they just pay the fee. It's like, okay, if I'm going to be rewarded for parking here, and all I got to do is pay a $10 parking ticket, well, then I'm going to take the reward and pay the ticket.
Right, of course. Let's say a parking garage is, $30 to go to a Cardinal game. Or I get a $10 ticket.
next to the gate 2.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll
$10
gate to
parking
it
ticket.
every time.
Yeah, I'm going to take the parking ticket.
What's the old, was that Fight Club? When he was explaining the brake line going out in the car and the amount of loss, like for them to, the cost of a recall versus the cost of just paying for a few people to get burnt alive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that's real. That car companies have done those types of, those are risk
Yeah.
mitigating. They have officers that are like risk mitigation. Like, this is what we do. We calculate cost versus cost effective, like a safety recall versus the potential lawsuits that it'll.
Yep.
They just won't do it.
They
Yeah, so 5 people died.
and they have it down to a science.
Yeah.
So to pay off the 5 families or to do a full-scale recall,
Yeah.
what's going to cost less?
And it's all a science. It's all a math game. And this
Sure.
dude was talking about how, you know, all these tech billionaires and all this, they calculate it all out, and there's people getting paid a few $100 million to calculate it all out, and that nothing's ever going to change. And because the general public hears something like this and thinks it's a win, is like, oh, so did you hear so and so got sued for $100 million? Like, yeah, but he made $6 billion.
Yeah.
And all he had to do is pay $100 million, and you think that's a win.
Yeah.
You know, in general, the headlines look like wins for us.
Right.
Ah, the little person's getting $100 million.
$20 sounds
$20,
good.
sweet.
Yeah,
Wow.
right. Like,
Yeah.
And we're none the wiser, and we just keep on trucking, and
Yeah, that is.
groceries get more expensive.
Kind of got a whole beef with the whole class action lawsuit thing, because it does feel like, it almost feels like a PR event, because no one's really I know that people are. It is a way to be like, they've wronged so many people. There's no way to get retribution for everyone. So we're just gonna. This is a public lashing of this company, but at the same time, no one really benefits.
Nobody.
No.
Not really. It's like it's like you said, the company gets a slap on the wrist.
Well, there are class action lawsuits that, aren't involving, 100 million people where
That's
payouts
true.
where payouts are
I
pretty
guess like
decent.
I'm talking about the big ones.
I worked for a company, and it's a big company, but not a giant one, and they had a class action lawsuit, so they had to send everybody checks, and I didn't even know about this lawsuit or anything, and it was 8 cents that I
8
got,
cents.
so it was pretty cool. It's like, that was worth your time. Thank you, guys.
And usually if you get the money for these things, you have to sign something saying you can never in the future sue.
Yeah, which is usually to benefit them.
Right.
Well, that check, I just decided I'm not even.
Like, this is it. Like, if you
Don't
take the
know.
$20, Apple, but like, if you take the $20 from us, that's it.
Dang.
No more.
All right, that's what I mean.
Okay, that's
It's
a
almost
hose.
like a PR stunt for them to be like, oh, we're paying this fine. What we're really paying is that no one else can ever sue us. So here's your 8 cents, here's your $5, here's your $8.
Yeah, they're paying for the
The
shield.
lawyers get rich that did the class action lawsuit because they're taking a huge chunk of the percentage of the payout.
I heard of a story of and this was years ago, there was a train accident, bad train accident, and before even the dust could settle, the company that owned the rail line were there with lawyers offering people payouts.
Wow. Sign this.
So and
Dang.
before
Take this, sign
even
this.
the holy cow, I don't even know what just happened. Before you got your wits about you, they were offering your cash. But hey, you got to sign this. You can take the cash, but you can't sue us.
I wonder if Chat GPT or something like that, you could just say, hey, give you a prompt for a legal thing that you're reading and see if it could tell you, like, oh, I wouldn't do that, or this is okay. And, like, could it be a legal buddy that could help you in these circumstances? Because what we don't know hinders our success. So
I don't know. After the hearing when the settlement could be approved is currently scheduled for mid-February. So if the settlement is certified, Apple will send notices to all the affected customers.
And everybody always reads those.
yeah.
And through the settlement, customers can not only get monetary relief, but also ensure that their private phone calls are permanently deleted.
Yeah,
We
unless
assure
there's-
you.
Oh,
We assure you they are
Can't
going
mess
to be
that up.
permanently deleted.
until legislation is passed where there's an actual penalty that's like set, a precedent is set for an actual penalty that's going to damage anybody. This is just how it's going to roll.
yeah. And also, can we put a law in place where tech companies can't be the ones that store government data? Like, that's a
Dude,
funny thing because they
it's big
control the
business
government that way. It's just weird.
Here we go, guys.
Yeah.
Government.
You know whose
You
problem
got
this
the
is?
tinfoil hats on. Here we
Generation
go.
Beta.
That's right. They get to deal with it.
I'll be fine.
This is Generation Beta's problem now.
And dude, I did look up earlier Gen X when we were talking about it.
So why are we called Gen X?
Yeah, it says named after this school's hell, dude.
Yeah.
Named after the variable X to represent the idea the generation had resisted being defined.
Oh, yeah.
That
Don't put
is
us,
the
don't
coolest.
put us in a
Can't
category.
define us, dude.
We'll define ourselves. We'll
The term
categorize
originated in the early
ourselves.
90s where X symbolized an unknown variable or desire not to be defined.
Extreme.
So we were pretty close with the whole MTV Gen X. It was all about like the detached sense of irony, like refusing to hang our hat on anything.
Yeah, but you know what, though? When
Which
enough
was all, at the end, that's all we were left with. That's why no one cares about us. Like that's the reason we've dodged the generational wars. Like how do you fight with someone whose main character ingredient was apathy?
Yeah, but you know what, though? When enough people have that feeling,
Yeah.
that's a category.
Oh, yeah.
That's being defined.
Whoa, bro. Back off, man.
Hey, don't have a cow.
That's being defined. Not me, man.
Yeah, no, that's being
Not
defined.
me, dude.
Also known as the middle child generation, being smaller in size than Boomer and Millennials.
Huh?
Kids
Hilarious.
without a country. We're called the middle child generation.
Between the boomers and the millennials.
Yeah. They're both way bigger than us.
Yeah, and
Like the forgotten about middle children of history.
Bigger,
I'm fine
bigger
with
in
that.
size, you're saying?
Yeah.
Like in population?
Population.
Physical.
Way more.
Oh, wow.
Millennials just, enough boomers have finally died that millennials are the biggest percentage of.
Oh, like we
living
never
generations.
had it.
Never had it.
we never
Wow.
had. That's cool, man. That's right.
Didn't want it.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever, man.
You can keep it.
Yeah, we
Cool,
like to
dude.
be the underdog.
Yeah.
You don't expect anything from
Just
us.
leave us alone. That's it. Just leave us alone.
Yeah, we were left alone as children, and we just want to be left alone as adults, bro.
Mm-hmm. Hey, with Apple is the most is the biggest company in the world.
It,
Oh, I don't
doesn't
know.
it go back and forth between them and I forgot because aren't they like worth $2 trillion or
I thought
something
it was Walmart.
absurd?
In the world, the biggest company I thought was
Dollar store.
Walmart.
is it Walmart?
Well, it says by revenue. Walmart has been the largest company by revenue since 2014.
What about the most valued company? Is it Apple?
Most cash maybe.
Apple is the world's largest company by market capitalization.
That's what I mean.
With a market
Okay.
cap of $3.9 trillion.
Right. So Apple
Followed by
3.9
Nvidia.
trillion, and they got to pay out 95 mil.
Hey, they're just getting by.
I can't wait till
Microsoft.
I get my $20.
Oh, yeah, NVIDIA. I forgot they had. What a year.
What a year for Apple, huh?
No, what a year for NVIDIA.
Oh
What's
yeah,
NVIDIA?
they exploded.
What's NVIDIA?
NVIDIA
it's a tech company that they were making all the chips and everything, and they, dude, if you had it, my son had NVIDIA stock, like we had it, and then I think we sold it like right before it like
Idiots.
300x'd,
Oh.
You know what's sad, man, is like
$3.32 trillion.
looking at this, it's Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Alphabet, which is Google, Amazon, and State Grid, a Chinese utility firm. And the world's not a single one of the top 5 actually really manufactures anything. It's all tech companies. Yeah, they make computers and they make stuff, but like as far as like real manufacturing, we don't make anything anymore. Like,
That's
it's just
crazy.
These are all retail delivery. They're like retail distribution centers and tech companies. There's no like steel company or not even an oil company, man. Like there's
The oil companies
there's no
are out.
commodity companies.
Well,
it's all just
These are the oil companies.
With that being said,
I know.
With that being said, I'm sure all those companies you just mentioned had great years. 2024, great year for all those companies.
Yay!
NVIDIA gained $2 trillion in one rally in 2020.
Okay, there are some companies that did not have great 2024s. Can you remember, harken back to last year, some companies that went bankrupt?
Okay.
What are some big companies that... Now, it doesn't necessarily mean the end of the business.
Circuit City.
Yeah.
But there are
had a
some
rough
notable
year.
companies that filed for bankruptcy last year.
I know the.
Kmart.
Kmart is not on my list.
How about Family Dollar, Dollar Tree? That company.
Wait, no. Is that the same company?
Red Lobster.
Red Lobster, yes.
Red
filed
Lobster,
for,
that's
Red
right.
Lobster filed for bankruptcy in 2024.
That was a real estate thing.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
No, that
Big
was a-
Lots.
Big Lots filed for bankruptcy last year.
Man,
Bowflex, remember Bowflex?
Oh,
Bowflex. How could we
heartbreaking.
does that mean
forget?
I don't have parts? I don't have guaranteed parts for my boat.
Now, remember, bankruptcy does not necessarily mean, the business is gone.
A lot of times it's restructuring.
Yeah, indicates reorganization, cutbacks and more. But Bowflex did file for bankruptcy last year. Party City,
Oh, that's
Ooh,
right.
Yeah.
Party's
That
over.
just happened last month, right?
Spirit Airlines,
Ah,
Stoli Vodka, the good stuff.
they went. How did they go bankrupt?
Stoli Vodka filed for bankruptcy last year. TGI Fridays filed for bankruptcy.
Oh, man.
Tupperware.
That's right.
Tupperware
Dang it.
filed for bankruptcy.
And I just
Did
dumped
not-
a lot in their
Did
stocks.
not have a great 2024. True Value Hardware,
Whoa.
bankrupt. Express, that's a clothing store, right?
Express?
Oh, they're
Express.
still going. Good for them.
Joanne,
Joanne Fabrics?
No.
assuming.
Or
supposed to
maybe
get
it's
it-
just Joanne.
Maybe a Joanne.
Oh,
out there.
Joanne. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
bad for her.
Yeah,
I think
well-
she lives down my street.
2024 was rough, but 2025 is her year.
Yes, it is.
Hey, has Steak and Shake ever come back, really?
Not in this market.
Uh-uh.
Not-
There are
not
some.
really.
There are some
I'm by
Steak
my
and Shakes.
house, dude, and I can't figure out what's going on.
Is this the one on Hampton?
There's one on Hampton, and there's one on Chippewa right in front of the Planet Fitness that used to be a Shop and Save. And it's open. I never see anyone at it.
Well, I thought it was one franchisee in this area that lost like 10 of them, right? Or,
Well,
or
and
just dropped
I do
10.
remember, then Steak and Shake was like, hey, if anybody wants to buy in,
10K.
but you have to get the restaurant up to a certain standard. And
Yeah.
then there's incentives that come along with getting it to a certain standard. And
Dude.
not a lot of people.
Yeah, I think they lowered the buy-in to like 10K.
Right.
But of course, you got to do the work.
Well, here's the cool
Invest.
thing with them is their parent company. So it's Steak and Shake. They got Western Sizzlin' and Maxim Magazine. That's part of the same crew.
What?
Yeah, that's awesome. That makes sense.
Imagine walking in a Steak and Shake, and instead of the little pepper bottle, there's a Maxim on every table.
All of a sudden they're busy again.
Yeah, well, every once in a while in the area, I'll see one open. I'll go, oh, okay. I wonder what's going on there.
There's a really bad venture capitalist in charge of that company. He's like, guys, I got another one today. Landed Venture. It's going to be huge. Yeah.
Steak and
Roy,
Shake-
you got to stop buying all these companies, man. They're not. These are not good investments.
Steak and Shake was great.
Just wait it out.
And is great as long as you have a standard of service.
Well,
The ones that you walk in that seem like clean enough and
Yeah.
everything was good enough and people were nice enough and treated you good enough. Steak and Shake's great. It has a place. It really does have
It
a
lost
place.
its place, though.
But it lost its place
You know what
because the ones that I will go into were just trashed.
You're right.
And
I never thought about it until you just said this out loud, dude. But Steak and Shake was the gateway restaurant from fast food to sit-down service. Where as a kid, you learned. I remember going to a Steak and Shake as a kid and thinking it was a fancy restaurant.
Dude,
So it was the
us
first
too.
time my degenerate redneck family ever got waited on. Do you know what I
right.
mean?
And as a teenager,
We're up here for my uncle's wedding. I remember ordering the taco salad that came in the shell and thinking well, this is how the
Fancy.
other half lives. As a kid, I'm like 11 years old, and I'm like, whoa,
there's things on the table.
this guy's wearing a bow tie? Kidding me right now? I got a guy with a bow tie waiting on me. I can eat the bowl. My salad came in. It's like Beverly Hills Cop.
Well, Steak and Shake, they got the little peppers, right, on the...
That's
Yeah,
the pepper bottle. And you always dare somebody to do
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole thing.
Oh.
Our buddy Sid was always the guy that
Yeah. Then we
somehow
started-
make money off of that.
Then we started adding
A lot of
things to it.
trust.
A lot of bathroom visits on that one.
A lot of trust goes into...
But Steak and Shake had its place because if Denny's and Johnny Rockets and all these other diner type things can do it, you got one that can pull off a drive-through with that and be everything that Rafe was talking about. Like Steak and Shake has its place. It's just I think
It's not like that anymore, though.
some of those locations just let the service slip. And I know that sounds silly because it's a fast food place, but like you know what I'm talking about. I was at a I'm not going to say it, the name of it, a chicken place that has one of the best chicken sandwiches on earth yesterday. And if the service was just up a notch or two, I would have faith that it's going to be around for a while. But every time I go, what am I doing here? This place.
The chicken sandwich is so damn good.
It really is. But it's always a little bit of like what's happening in here?
Well, listen, for the ones that are open, and now Steak and Shake, they do have their fans.
Yeah.
They're hardcore fans. I like Steak and Shake.
Me too. It's fantastic. It's yummy.
We gotta
Chili's
cherish.
good.
We have to cherish the ones that we still have.
The only one I could think of is the one out in is it St. Peter's, right?
Well,
By
there's one
Schnucks?
on Hampton near 6440, right by the zoo.
Okay.
That's one that's still open. Headline:
Oh no.
Steak and Shake employees attacked after asking group not to smoke inside St. Louis
Oh
restaurant.
my gosh.
Well,
Hey, that, you know what? Maybe this is the wake-up call. Maybe Steak and Shake goes all smoking and takes the market back.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Because
That
Freddy's,
great
was the
idea.
thing.
Freddy's ain't going to do that. Denny's ain't going to do that.
So is Freddy's like a Steak and Shake knockoff?
It's
It's
Steak and
mixed-
Shake on steroids.
Yeah,
It's
them
Steak
and
Shake.
In-N-Out.
It's Steak and Shake. If Steak and Shake said, you know what, let's clean this
Let's
up.
clean our act
and
up.
let's be like Chick-fil-A where we force them to be real high quality service and make it about service.
Yeah.
And we do the smash burgers and we do the shoestring fries and all that. That's what it is. And my kids freaking love Freddy's. They're
And
the
shout out
biggest
to
Freddy's fans.
Freddy's at Northwest Plaza. Incredible service.
So
Every time
Freddy-
you're there, they're the nicest people on the
Freddy's
planet.
seems. I've never been inside one.
Yeah, they're
but
awesome.
it seems bright and it seems.
It's the
And
Chick-fil-A.
maybe because it's new. But when I know when Steak and Shake was on the decline before they all closed, most of them closed, they were dingy
Yeah.
and not updated.
I think it depended on the town because if you go to Springfield, they still have all those Steak and Shakes open and they're still clean. So I
Yeah.
think it is the town
Well, no, it's got to be the operator.
or the operator that it's in that.
Well, according to police, a group of people were inside the Steak and Shake on Hampton when an employee's like, hey, can you not smoke in here? Come on, guys.
We can't do this.
I know it's New Year's Day. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. This poor employee, he's got that shift. He's got the 3 a.m. New Year's Day shift. You got a group of a-holes in there smoking. And this guy's probably like, good for me. They just raised the minimum wage. Maybe I'm making $13.75.
And now my bow tie is going to smell like camels.
You know, like, I don't want to be here. And I got these guys in here, probably hammered. They're smoking. What do you do? You're an employee. You're like, oh, God, I got to deal with this. Is it worth it? These guys are all belligerent, hammered. Clearly, you know you're not allowed to smoke inside a restaurant. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Do I confront these guys, these hooligans?
I'm sure he didn't think he was going to get physically assaulted over cigarettes.
If you are smoking inside a restaurant,
You're ready to throw down?
you don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, it's,
Obviously, somebody who does not care about rules.
Or is this somebody trying to get away with whatever they can get away with? I don't know, man. I think Scott Rizzuto is going over there and saying, hey, knock it off.
So it's a group of people in the Steak and Shake. Employee asked them not to smoke at 3 a.m. Argument begins. Things escalate. Some of the group jumped over the sales counter into the cooking area.
jeez.
Other employees held some of the individuals back as others in the group threw things at the employees. One of the suspects punched 2 employees during the whole altercation.
man.
Gone before police got there.
This was the Hampton one.
The Hampton one. So, and you know where it is on Hampton and 40.
right by the
6440,
highway, yeah.
right by the highway, right there.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's that nice Mercedes dealership across the street.
And a Courtesy.
Courtesy's right there.
That's a bummer, man, because it's hard enough to get late night dining, and this type of stuff's why places don't mess with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's hard to find a good sit-down little diner anymore when comics come to town to go 2 a.m., shows are done, let's go grab a bite to
Where
eat.
do you take them?
I don't. I usually gramophone if we can get there before it closes. It's not really sandwiches are amazing. Food is better than the food is a plus, but after you've been doing shows all night and you've been like on and you've been meeting people and shaking hands, a lot of comics would rather just sit in a booth at a Denny's,
Quiet
type place, and just kind of cut it up.
And Uncle Bill's.
Uncle Bill's was the perfect place. They're gonna have to demolish that building because it can't be anything else. It can't become Uncle Bill's check cashing. Be so sad.
Urgent care.
I'll drive my car through it if I see that happen.
Oh, my gosh.
You'll see my car hanging out Uncle Bill's. Then I'll do it for the good of the St. Louis.
Thank you.
Like, just the whole building needs to be knocked down and be something else. Start fresh.
Either that or someone pick up
It'd
the
be
mantle.
too painful to have another thing there.
I agree. Or someone pick up the mantle and just bring it back to its former glory.
Yeah, reopen as another diner. Can you call it Uncle Bill's?
I don't know. Uncle Ted's.
Uncle Bill's nephew.
I don't know.
Man, I do miss the old Steak Shake days, though, where they come in and they ask, smoking or non-smoking? And it's one of those places that made no sense that they ever had no smoking, because...
Well, I feel
man.
bad for the employees there. You know, again, 3 o'clock in the morning, they're probably not making much money. These a-holes walk in, smoking. You know, come on.
We want Steak Shake to be around.
That's what I'm saying. We got to take care of what we have.
Come on, guys. You know, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, honestly.
That's what it is. Oh, and they did, I did read they wound up, as far as New Year's Day go, New Year's...
Why didn't somebody buy Uncle
With
Bill's?
the gunshots, celebratory gunshots, 2 people were arrested.
Oh, really?
2 people arrested after 100+ celebratory gunshots fired on New Year's Day. 100+ celebratory gunshots fired on New Year's Day. So between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m., December 31st through January 1st, St. Louis Metro Police Department said they got 532 shots fired calls and shot spotter activations.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they got that technology now. So they know where it goes off.
532 shots. Yeah, these 2 guys were police were patrolling, and they saw muzzle flashes coming from a backyard.
Really?
2 were taken into custody in connection with the incident. Officers recovered a gun and 125 spent bullet casings from the scene.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Think they found it.
Wow.
Dude, and what were we talking about yesterday? The price of ammo.
The price of ammo is just...
I mean,
They're paying for it,
Don't
right?
get me started.
Don't get me started on that.
that's an absurd
Yeah.
amount of money. For
Everyone got bonuses at Christmas time. I'm sure this...
Gone. Listen, we got to take a break, but before that, I got to remind you guys about Team Riz 2025. And make sure you sign up, 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. If you signed up back in 2024, we threw all your entries out. You gotta re-sign up for 2025. So you get that super sweet Team Riz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Also, benefits include special Team Riz meetups, early ticket access for certain events. So 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz, sponsored by our friends over at Hot Shots. And we'll start calling out Team Riz member of the days Monday. All right, 7:13 Friday. First look at the traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We got a right-hand shoulder closed due to a crash 270 northbound at Manchester. There's also a stalled vehicle there, right-hand shoulder, 270 northbound at Manchester. Your point forecast, dry, chilly, and windy. High of 36. Right now it's 28 at the Point Studio.
All right, Moon, what do you got?
More Morgan Wallen. Sammy Hagar fires at Alex Van Halen. And how did Squid Game 2 do for Netflix? Plus, Alice Cooper is in the whiskey business. Kind of.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. And can you name the person who had the top 2 albums on Billboard's 2024 year-end chart? It was the first time since 1967 that one person had the same artist took the top 2 spots. Can you figure out who it was? We'll chop it up next. Stay there. Welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Riz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizShow at 1057thepoint.com. Friday Fail Stories coming up. Rafe's E Memoriam. We'll give away some prizes. Crab on celebrities here in just a moment. But so there was one artist that had the top 2 albums of 2024. Can anybody name that artist? And it's the first time it's first time since 1967 that the same artist took the top 2 spots. Back then in 1967, it was the Monkees.
Whoa.
Well deserved. They're the band that influenced the Beatles.
So back in 67, the Monkees had the top 2 spots for the year. 2024.
My brain says Taylor Swift.
What does your heart say?
Same.
Your brain and heart say Taylor Swift.
I'm going to go Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen, okay.
Ooh, good guess.
Well, I will tell you, Morgan Wallen had the 3rd, this is according to Billboard.
Bad guess.
According to Billboard, Morgan Wallen had the 3rd biggest record of 2024. Morgan Wallen's One Thing at a Time.
What about Post Malone?
Post Malone did not have an album in the top 15.
The reason I chose Tay-Tay was because she did all those re-releases.
Yeah.
She does all those re-releases where she re-releases an album.
This person had 4 albums in the top 15.
That's
and it is Taylor
It's
Swift.
got to be
her.
Taylor Swift can add another accomplishment to 2024. She finished the year with the top 2 albums on Billboard's year-end chart.
Not bad. Glad she finally got a break.
So the Tortured Poets Department was number 1, and then 1989 Taylor's version was number 2.
TV.
Cleaning house.
1989's
Take it to the bank.
Taylor's version was number 2. Then Morgan Wallen. This Noah Kahan guy.
Noah Kahan.
Noah Kahan.
Oh, yeah, that was like the fastest sellout.
Fastest sellout of the summer at the amphitheater. This guy's all over the place. So his record called Stick Season was the 4th biggest record of the year. I couldn't tell you a damn thing about this guy. You know about him?
No.
Noah Kahan?
Sure, he's great.
It's great in concert.
Drake had the 5th biggest record. SZA for SOS was 6th. Zach Bryan, 7. Morgan Wallen, number 8. Taylor Swift's Lover was 9. Taylor Swift's Midnights was 10. Billie Eilish's Hit Me Hard and Soft was number 11. Olivia Rodrigo's Guts, number 12. Zach Bryan, American Heartbreak. Oh, Taylor Swift had another record here. Folklore at number 14. And Future and Metro Boomin, We Don't Trust You was number 15.
Dang.
She had a pretty good year.
Yeah, I'd say.
How much did that tour bring in? Over $2 billion?
Couple, 2, 3.
Damn, right? Damn. Good for her. All right, today is January 3rd. Back in the day, here's what happened 137 years ago in 1888. The drinking straw, invented by Marvin C. Sohn, was patented. 105 years ago, 1920, the New York Yankees purchased Babe Ruth from the Boston Red Sox for $125,000. 34 years ago, 1991, Blossom, starring Mayim Bialik, debuted on NBC. 21 years ago, 2004, Britney Spears married her childhood friend, Jason Alexander. Yes, the guy from Seinfeld. At the Little White Wedding Chapel in Vegas. Ooh, that same day, Casey Kasem turns over American Top 40 to Ryan Seacrest.
You know what that means?
Oh, I know what that means. Do you know what that means, Rafe?
Time for the meltdown.
It's time to listen to Casey Kasem.
It's final goodbye to
And
Ryan
another
Seacrest.
long-distance dedication.
We're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's go start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions.
Casey?
And then you got to go into somebody dying.
Casey, don't lose it.
You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it.
Casey?
Is Don on the phone?
You're heating up,
Okay,
Casey.
I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication.
We lost him.
Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week.
That's
It's
right.
last goddamn time. I want somebody to use his brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is that's up-tempo, and I got to talk about a dog dying.
Oh, no.
For Snuggles.
He remembered about the pictures. Here he goes. I get to see like producers in the back going, "Oh God, he's losing it." Oh no, here he goes. Oh, he mentioned the pictures. It's over. We lost
That's
him.
behind the scenes at the Riz Show, by the way, with King Scott.
That's right.
So this day, 21 years ago, Casey Kasem turns over American Top 40 to Ryan Seacrest. And 17 years ago today in 2008, Britney Spears suffers a mental breakdown in Beverly Hills where she refuses to hand over her kids to their father, Kevin Federline. Britney's eventually taken to a hospital, admitted as a special needs patient. And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
Crap on Celebrities brought to you by Cordell and Cordell. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Morgan Wallen received some good news to close out the year. In June, Morgan celebrated the launch of his Broadway bar. It's called Morgan Wallen's This Bar in Tennessee Kitchen. Though it opened without its official sign because Nashville, their council had initially denied the installation of the 20-foot neon sign for the venue, citing concerns over Morgan's past actions. However, the council later reversed its decision, allowing the sign to go up. So on the 27th, the bar posted a video on social media showing crews installing this big, giant neon sign
So, apparently-
at the 4th Street location.
They're very particular as to what they put up there on Broadway. I know. Did you watch the Garth Brooks documentary about him opening up his bar?
No,
And anybody else? There was a whole thing about putting the sign up
because it's a big deal.
because it's a big deal and it needs to be approved. And my one time in Nashville, my one observation was all these celebrity bars and these huge monstrosities, you know, like Kid Rock's places, like, you know, four floors. Garth Brooks' place is huge. All these big neon signs, and then in between are all these old school places
That haven't given it up yet.
that haven't been
cool.
updated for 40 years. But like squeezed in between all the celebrity bars are these old school
Which
honky
is
tonks,
awesome.
basically.
Yeah. It's a pretty neat little street to walk down.
It is pretty nice. I had a great time down there. I'd like to go maybe during the summer next time. We went in February
Oh, yeah.
of last year, and it was chilly, but we had a good time.
Hey, how far did you guys make it on Squid Game?
I am the new one.
The new one, yeah.
Ep 3.
I'm episode 4.
And both of you said it was great. You said it was better than you expected.
Yeah,
I'm enthralled.
I'm into it. I'm gonna finish it. With stuff like that, there's certain stuff when you watch like a season of it and it has like surprise ending and things get. You're just like you can't. Westworld was like that. I think that's what
yeah.
killed Westworld was like after season 1.
It was so incredible.
He tried to expand the world, which was really interesting, but they were never going to top season 1. So interest waned.
Are you into the games yet? Like so?
I'm into the beginning of season. Like I called out to Tina, I go, I see where this is going. Like he's gonna you know, I don't want to spoil it for anybody,
don't
but
do it.
obviously it's Squid Game, so I was like, he's gonna have to go back.
We've got to go.
Are
back.
you at that part yet? Like, when
I'm
he's
at the
back- when he's
part
back in?
where I'm at the end of episode 2 where you find out the girl's not a contestant, but the other.
Yeah.
How do you guys think it did? You think people care? Because remember, it's the first one had a lot.
Huge.
It owed
was
a lot to
COVID.
2020. Yeah, it owed a lot to COVID.
I want to say underperformed.
I'm going to say underperformed, too, because I don't really hear much about it.
I didn't hear anything about it either. I forgot it was even coming out, and then I was like, "Oh, look at that! There it is."
Like, I don't hear much about it. Like the first one, everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was late to that game. I was late to the Squid Game.
Dude.
I'm very late to it because I still haven't seen. any of it.
It's good. I was introduced to it because my son was watching, and I go, "What
What
the
are you
hell?
watching?
What are you
dude?
watching?"
That's maybe not appropriate. What was it? 10 at the time?
No. So when did that first come out?
I thought 2020.
Was it 2020? So yeah, maybe 10 or 11 years old.
Dang.
I had him not watch it.
Parent of the year.
I had him not watch it.
Well, the second season came out on December 26th, and guys, record-breaking success. 68 freaking million views. Nobody's talking about it, but everybody's watching it.
What's it got on the Rotten Tomatoes?
68 million views within its first 3 days. The impressive debut shattered the previous record for a premiere week set by Wednesday with 50.1 million views. Season 2 of Squid Game topped Netflix's weekly non-English TV chart, of course, in 92 countries. And fans are looking forward to the third and final season, which will premiere in 2025.
All right, so it's got 83% critics, 64% audience as far as Rotten Tomatoes goes. Now, we are watching. My son did wind up finishing out the season, unbeknownst to me. So we're watching Squid Game together, and he's like, "Dad, can you put on the American?" Because I don't want to read.
Oh, I like the.
I can't handle it.
You know.
So we're
you know,
watching.
reading it?
The Squid Game 2
The
with the
English.
American. Yeah, with the English.
No, I'm on Moon's team on this one. I can't.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It's the languages are too different, and the facial emotions don't match.
Oh, they
and
don't.
It takes me out of it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when people watch Dark. I love the show Dark. I recommend it to everyone. I think it's one of the best shows been made in the last 20 years. I'll
It's
put it
the
up there with
German
Breaking
one,
Bad. It's German. And German's got its own pace. And German's got its own darkness to it. And when you put the American dub over it, it just doesn't. You got to just get used to the subtitles.
We're
and
watching
let it be in German.
we're watching Squid Game 2, the
Pay
English
the price. Pay the price.
Pay the price, man.
Put
Read.
in the work.
I wanted to. I'm like, I'd rather do the Korean, with the subtitles. It's like,
Dad of the year again.
Yeah.
Really raising them right.
Listen, when my kids actually want to do something with me,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe your son can't read. Have you ever thought about that?
Oh.
I mean, he's getting good grades at school. I mean, he's really fooling everybody.
Asian
Well,
languages
English
are
dubs.
just they're choppy and fast and very emotive and high pitched.
They're
And if
kind of
you-
cool.
And if you just try to dub in like a guy talking in English,
Oh, I sometimes laugh at the voice actors because it's so over the top.
what do you mean? How could you?
And the lips are it's so far off
So
as far
far.
as the
you
lips
can't look at the
matching
lips. But even the facial feature, the lips you got to give up on. But even the emotive, the eyebrows and the lip quivering at a dramatic scene. It just doesn't. It's dumb. It doesn't. It sucks. You can't do it. You just.
That's why I
just
love
read
old,
subtitles.
really bad spaghetti westerns because they're filmed over in Spain, and the dubbing is hilarious on those.
Yeah.
Well, that's crushing. Either way. Hey, Wayne Osmond, the second eldest sibling in the Osmond Brothers group, he died. He was 73. The baritone voice
Who
singer
had
and
him
guitarist.
in their death pool? Anybody?
No.
Anybody mention him over the past couple of days?
Nope. But
He passed peacefully Wednesday, surrounded by his wife and 5 children. His daughter, Amy Osmond Cook, said Thursday in a statement posted on Facebook. Family also launched a Celebration of Life page on the platform to memorialize the late musician. He was the singer and guitar player, I guess the 4th oldest of the 9 Osmond children.
Oh, I don't know there were 9 of them.
Older brother to famed duo Donnie and Marie. Ozzy Osbourne has recalled his disdain for the Christmas period. What do you know? The Prince of Darkness hated Christmas.
guy, huh?
So much, in fact, that he drank 28 gallons of alcohol to get through it in one season. The 76-year-old metal icon, most famously recognized as the frontman of Black Sabbath, has been open about his former addictions throughout his career, and he candidly spoke many times about his battle to get sober. During his new interview, he actually recalled how he used alcohol in the past as a coping mechanism, including a time that he used to get through the Christmas season, and he is quoted as saying that he was going through 224 pints in one season. I effing hate Christmas. It gets right up my... When I used to do booze and get effed up, I bought a barrel of 28 gallons of booze just for me, and it was gone before Christmas effing
Well,
Eve.
some people do need a little something to cope. That's a lot.
Well,
You must really hate Christmas.
if you're looking forward to something like that, but you don't need it for a coping mechanism, Alice Cooper just launched a non-alcoholic cocktail. The rock legend has collaborated with Whistle Pig Whiskey to unveil a limited edition non-alcoholic drink called Sex, Drugs, Rock, and Dry Old Fashioned. The rye non-whiskey features barrel-aged maple syrup, accented with flavors of berries, herbs, mushrooms, and black pepper. He's encouraging fans to, quote, trade in your poison and feed your Frankenstein with this alcohol-free option. The drink is $50 and available at shop.whistlepigwhiskey.com. And all the proceeds are benefiting Giving Kitchen, which is an organization supporting food and beverage workers in crisis.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe Ozzy can call up his old boy Alice Cooper and get some of that. Few artists commit to their craft like Weird Al Yankovic. We have Weird Al's biggest fan here. He's going to go see him.
And meet and greet, too.
And meet and greet.
Greet, 2 different places.
Do you think he should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Oh, 100%.
Of course he should.
100%. Well, Hall of Fame chairman John Sykes has shed light on the selection process, describing it as a cross between an intellectual conversation and WWE. And while Yankovic's name has reportedly been mentioned, Sykes says he's never made it close to the ballot.
Oh, really?
Never made it close.
Oh, he should 100%.
I mean, 100% shoe-in, easy.
Now he has noted that even like the B-52s have never reached the ballot, putting Yankovic's absence into perspective, and said, I guess anything can happen. They're talking a lot about how everybody is now included, and they made name changes.
Listen, I think more than the B-52s,
Yeah.
Weird Al's had much more of a cultural impact.
100%. And he's doing another major 2025 tour that's spanning 65 cities, where you can, catch him and maybe King Scott at a couple different shows.
Yeah.
He also did this new podcast with some gal named or some dude named Kyle Meredith, and he actually broke down all of his 14 polka medleys. So Scott, get on that.
Okay.
Robert Trujillo is comfortable with his limited role in Metallica's songwriting. He joined the band back in 2003, remember? Very famous in Some Kind of Monster.
Yep.
Contributed to the 2008 Death Magnetic, and is credited, I think, on all those songs. And then he's been writer credited on 3 songs on 2023's 72 Seasons. Now, on the One Life, One Chance podcast, he was actually saying, these guys write amazing songs, and I'm here to support whatever's needed for them. Because they were asking, hey, why aren't you more of a part of the writing process? Quote, he said, I am in the room every time we work on music. But his main focus is actually fostering harmony. He's kind of the peacemaker in the band, and says, it's a brotherhood. You have to respect and support each other. I don't have the quote here, but I read more and more quotes that he was talking about, basically saying he's kind of trying to help the flow of the band stay positive, because as we know, things can get a little off track with that band. So he's more focused on just being like the harmonizer, the peacemaker, and letting those guys do his thing. He says he throws out ideas, and James listens to his ideas and all that, but he's not really trying to inject himself into something that he saw work so well for decades without him.
Speaking of bassists, Geddy Lee from Rush, he's got a TV show where he interviews other bassists.
No way.
He goes to their house. It's called Are Bass Players Human Too? That's the name of the show. It's on Paramount Plus. And he goes to Robert Trujillo's house. He goes to Les Claypool's house. And he goes to different bassists
That's rad.
of various.
That is something I would listen to, for sure.
It's a TV show.
Really? A TV?
Yeah.
Where's this?
It's on Paramount Plus. It's called Are
that.
Bass Players Human Too? I'll give him my password.
Oh, thanks, man.
And by the way, back to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know who's not in? Phil Collins.
That's absurd.
Phil Collins is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I saw him recently on something, and he's not looking good. Like,
He does not look good.
How about we get him in before
Genesis is.
it's too late?
Yeah.
Phil Collins solo is not.
He's by himself one of the best-selling artists of all time.
He 100% should be in.
And you get
Right?
Luis Conte that way in there. Come on.
We're all unanimous.
He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Genesis in 2010. However, induction as a solo artist continues to elude him. That's a damn shame. And he needs to go in before he...
Kind of curious where the line of demarcation is. Was Studio Phil that whole album?
That's Phil, yeah.
Oh, he's in. Come on.
Right? Isn't that off
Phil Collins solo.
off of
Phil
Face
Collins
Value or
solo
whatever?
hits. In the Air Tonight is solo.
That should get him in by itself.
Against All Odds.
Oh, come on, dude.
That's with Philip Bailey, isn't it?
Oh, that song rips so
But, I
hard.
mean, it's on a solo
You forget
record.
about that song. Take a look at me now.
That's
Dude, that rips,
Phil.
dude.
Oh, it does.
I am just an empty space.
All of it. All the ones that you're thinking of are just Phil. For sure. He could be
Studios Phil
in. I thought so.
Studios Phil.
Yeah.
rips.
Another Day in Paradise.
Yeah.
Damn.
True Colors. He did a version of True Colors that charted.
Don't Lose My Number.
Dang.
That song, that's a great
I thought that was
song.
Milli Vanilli.
That's Baby.
Don't forget my
Number,
number.
number, number, ba, 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 baby.
Dude, that was so good.
Oh,
What a
Two
ripper.
Hearts. Dude, how is he?
Damn. Two hearts living in just one mind. Oh, Phil, dude. I saw him the
A,
other day. It
a
was like-
groovy kind of love.
Oh, dude. Great
As a
song.
solo artist in the U.S., he sold 34.5 million albums, but worldwide 150.
Yeah, how can
And
you
he's
be
not in the
it?
Rock Hall.
Jeez.
What a
Groovy kind of
joke.
love was
You
him,
better
too,
figure
huh?
that out before it's too late. Sammy Hagar has accused Alex Van Halen of disrespecting Van Halen's legacy by ignoring the band's success during Hagar's tenure as a lead singer. How, you ask? Well, Alex's memoir, Brothers, which Learns talked about multiple times, all the cool, interesting stuff, because we never heard Alex talk.
No, we finally have heard Alex Van Halen.
He
talk.
finally talked, and he omitted the years with Hagar as part of the band. I didn't know that.
Like, so in the book, he does not mention
He doesn't even
the Hagar years.
He doesn't
Golly.
even acknowledge it, which is wildly
Incredibly
disrespectful.
petty.
So, but that bums me out, and I'm not like a Hagar apologist, but like that band, I wouldn't be the Van Halen fan that I am without the Hagar years
Exactly.
being the introduction.
I mean, yeah.
That's what hit me
You
when I was
got me
13.
into it.
Listen, I love the Roth years.
I love them all.
The Hagar years are great, too.
They're freaking great. So
That's like a
These
good
guys
point.
are ridiculous.
after Hagar shared the 1991 photo of himself with Eddie Van Halen on Instagram, fans chimed in with their opinions. One commenter saying, the Roth era was about the party. The Sammy era was about the music. While another wrote, no disrespect to Alex, but it's okay to like Van Halen with Sammy, even if Alex doesn't anymore. Hagar fired back at claims that Van Halen ended with the David Lee Roth era ending, saying, instead, we sold over 50 million records and had multiple #1 albums, sold out arenas worldwide for a decade. Alex is not honoring Eddie's legacy by ignoring the music that we created together. That music deserves recognition. And I 100% back Hagar on this.
Yeah.
What a dysfunctional band.
Yeah, how
Like,
can you
honestly,
just ignore that?
Just the dysfunction.
But-
within
And
that
they're also
band.
smart. They're in the press every day for something.
Without Dave and the prior Van Halen, I don't think Hagar's Van Halen sells those tickets, sells those albums, moves that merch. I think he rode the wave quite a bit.
Well,
I'm not saying that.
well,
I'm not even saying that.
The wave was there, but he also helped continue the wave. And,
he was
that's as
also
difficult as
he
it
was
is.
also a big artist in his own right before joining Van Halen.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also say the same thing about, Brian Johnson and AC/DC. Like, if it wasn't for Bon Scott, then, well, of course, it's part of the history of the band.
Sure.
But what a dysfunctional disaster that band is. Whether it be David Lee Roth,
Now
Hating-
you gotta give
hating
Diamond
the
Dave
brothers.
a little bit of love, man.
Well, I'm not-
He's always critical of the Van Halen of them all, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's a crazy, insane
they're all
person."
crazy.
And now
He is
Sammy's
crazy.
coming. Sammy's coming Dave's way a little bit.
Yeah, he is crazy, but I'm not, I'm not one that's going to take love from someone to give it to the other. I love it all, like it, but Hagar just gets screwed every single corner.
Poor guy.
Jeez,
He just
man.
wants to have fun and
The
drink
guy
tequila.
just wants,
He wants to have fun and drink tequila.
He
And
never-
he's
yeah.
getting crapped on by everybody.
and he was a
when
part
was
of
the last
writing
time
some-
Sammy Hagar put on real shoes? It's been a while.
I don't know.
He's got his.
I didn't
feet
even know he had feet.
And those
He's got his
records
feet in
are
the sand all the
great.
time.
He helped keep that band together. And I don't know, man.
What
That's
is the
absurd.
best-selling Van Halen record?
Is it for Unlawful?
I would guess that. I'm gonna look it up.
Well, that's your crap on celebrities. Then
You look it up. You look it up. while I do birthdays.
You
But
look it up.
would it sway you, Rafe, if the best-selling Van Halen record was a Sammy Hagar record?
No, and it's not, because I've looked it up before during this argument, and Van Halen made way more money with David Lee Roth.
Well,
There was way more. It wasn't even close.
More money? I mean, they were doing arenas.
The amount of
Sammy
money
Hagar.
that the albums brought in was significantly more with Diamond Dave.
okay, Van Halen Balance was 4.9 million. For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge was just under 5 million. Now, who knows when this was written as well. Women and Children First was 5.4 million. Diver Down, 5.7 million. The 812 record was 5.8. Van Halen 2 was 7.25 million. 5150 was 8.8 million. 1984 was 15.5 million.
All right.
And the first one was
All right.
15.6 million. Yeah, I mean, but still, come on, man. 10 million something records with Sammy.
It's not nothing.
It's not nothing.
It's a nice wave he rode.
All right, celebrities celebrating birthdays this weekend. Actress Florence Pugh. Love her. She is 29. Kanye West's wife, Bianca Censori, is 30. Baltimore Ravens running back Derrick Henry is 31. Retired New York Giants quarterback and Peyton's brother Eli Manning is 44. Winnie from the Wonder Years, Danica McKellar, is 50.
She's still hot.
Bradley Cooper turns 50. Marilyn Manson turns 56. REM singer Michael Stipe turns 65. Mel Gibson turns a sexy 69. Led Zeppelin bassist John Paul Jones is 79 this weekend. Diane Keaton is 79. And the legendary Godfather actor Robert Duvall. How old does he turn?
95.
This weekend?
He's 96 now.
95, 96. Can I get a guess, Rafe?
Robert Duvall.
Bobby D.
Click, click, click.
He's been in
That guy's
congratulations.
looked like he was
Duvall.
75 years old since he was 28 years old.
He's incredible.
That guy's had like the used car salesman Rings of Saturn bald.
He got the
You know what I'm
horseshoe.
talking about?
Yeah, the horseshoe.
Yeah, dude, I love Robert Duvall. I think he's if he can be underrated, he's underrated because I think he's one of the best character actors.
What was
But
the one
he's
that
looked like he was 65 to 70 years old since he was a child.
Well, he's been 65 since we've been alive.
Yeah.
He's been in the congratulations territory for a number of years now.
I'm going to say,
Falling Down was.
but I think
Oh,
we might be
Falling Down,
surprised.
that's
I'm
Wait,
going to say he might still be in his 80s.
No. He's in his 90s for sure.
yeah, he's in
right?
his 90s.
88.
Robert Duvall this weekend turns 94.
Damn. Hey, what was didn't he write one of the giant
Apostle?
westerns? The Apostle, was that
Yeah,
it?
he wrote that one. He wrote a few things, I believe. But have you ever
he's-
seen Tender Mercies? That's a great one.
Yeah,
with
great
him.
movie.
He's done it all.
And then he was in,
He still holds up.
what was the one with Jeff Bridges? So good.
Is it Western?
No, it was basically the same thing as Tender Mercies, like the old burned out country music outlaw.
Oh, okay.
What was that movie called?
Oh, is it fairly recent?
Yeah.
I don't know, but Alex
Yeah.
Van Halen should, acknowledge the Van Halen era with Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Duvall on the Road, another worthy one.
Yeah, dude.
If he mentions
Is
Gary
Duvall in the
Cherone
Rock and
book-
Roll Hall of Fame?
He mentions.
Should be.
No,
does
he
Gary?
mention the Gary Sharon era of Van Halen? And
I
not
don't know,
the
man.
Hagar version?
A decade of selling 10 million records and doing arenas.
Crazy hard.
And he ignored
Crazy
it.
hard.
That's
That's going
lame.
to drive me crazy.
All right, today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Alicia Class. And today's birthday girl has been in 73 fine films, including, let's see if you could pick up the theme.
Okay.
Tell me, show some class is a.
No.
No,
No.
I missed it.
She was in The Back Door to Buttsville 2, Behind the Sphinx Door, in a movie called Butts Up, Knocking at Heaven's Back Door, Mission to Uranus, the Tampa Tushy Fest 1 and 2, Tushy Con Carne 1 and 2, Tushy Tahitian Style, and who could forget a role in 1998's Scott's favorite, B-Holes Are Forever.
Well, I thought it was Door was going to be a theme, but
Alicia Class is 53 years old.
That's just a funny name. Beeholes are forever.
That's exactly what I thought about it in my head, too.
That's my favorite.
Beeholes are forever. Alicia Class, 53 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities.
It's pronounced Alicia.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's embarrassing.
Very embarrassing. I'm sorry. My apologies to the Class family, the cast and crew of Beeholes Are Forever and Knocking at Heaven's Back Door.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Rafe's got an abbreviated in memoriam.
Yes, an emum. An addendum.
And also the story of a woman who brings a kid to a movie, and so mom lets kids scream and cry in movie theater. Another woman is asking, should she end their friendship because of it? A woman in our house. Do eye drop bottles and nail glue bottles, are they very similar? Too similar?
I'm not sure.
Because I read another story
Another one?
of
Somebody
a
gluing their
woman
eyes?
who has glued her eye shut.
And this
Let me
wasn't
see
for
here.
this wasn't for the views.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, did you see this one? This is the one from North Carolina.
No, I was just thinking that maybe it's because of the specific thing you need the product for. It makes it dangerous, you know.
Oh, to see?
Yeah, you're grabbing for the eye drops because your eyes are, you're squinting and they're scratchy and you can't see, and now you've got this little bottle that you can't read the label on that's approximately the same size, same.
We need to be more careful, guys, because this woman from North Carolina will have to wait maybe 2 months until she could open her eye. 2 months.
man.
So she picked up nail glue instead of the eye drops. And before she realized her mistake, she squirted the glue into her eye and sealed it shut completely. And this woman's daughter, and this is her name, I swear to God. The daughter's name is Rhea Fagart.
Okay.
Rhea Fagart
It's a pretty name.
showed her mom on social media laying in a hospital bed. Her eyes were covered in a white goo as she tried to blink repeatedly to get her eye open. And doctor said it's going to take 5 to 7 weeks before her eye opens. And she's going to need to have it examined for damage. I guess there's some kind of GoFundMe or whatever.
Man, this is an opportunity for the eyelash glue companies to like make a standardized thing. Start advertising like, hey, ours comes in a pink bottle.
Be a hero.
An orange bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a hero.
Like, so you'll never mix it up for Elmer's again.
I found the picture of them, and they're pretty similar. And like Rafe said, if your eyesight's already pretty bad,
Yeah.
and you're just reaching for one, it kind of looks like the same. Mm-hmm. Like they're not far apart.
If your eyesight's already bad, you should maybe
Be overly
Separate-
cautious.
Put glue way far away from.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, be a bit more organized. Mitigate your potential issues here.
Don't put yourself in a situation where you could glue your eyes shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people that I know that can't see, they choose not to drive.
Why?
Just because it seems to be something that could get them into trouble.
But man, dude, I don't know if it's your ladies are like this, and maybe it's not just a lady thing, but it feels like it is living with one. Like, there's so many tiny little bottles of stuff that I just don't have. I just don't have those.
Yeah, there's serums and there's
So many. She gets these little Ipsy bags and like sample pack, and all these things are like little
tiny.
Tiny. It's like a little, like a hobbit's living among us that I don't ever see.
Yeah.
That is only around when I'm at work. Like the little guy in Stephen King's Cat Eyes or whatever that came out of the wall at night. Remember that movie?
Yeah, I mean, my wife's got something called it's like hair serum. I go,
Dude,
serum.
I had never seen. I had never experienced. I had never seen
Eye of
anything
Newt.
named the serum
virgin blood.
outside of a hospital, and now we have 11 serums on the counter.
Serum.
Yep.
There'll be a little bottle in the shower and like, what's this Jojo B1 mean? And she's like, oh, that's a specific coconut oil I use for my scalp psoriasis. And I'm like, okay. Glad I didn't put it on. I just thought it was shampoo. Didn't know what it was. I'll find
My
like little...
shampoo does 15 things.
Yeah. I just don't have all that stuff. And, like, I could see, like, if your eyes are messed up and you're a lady who keeps many of these little potions and serums around, like, they do all kind of look alike.
So
Especially
maybe
if
there
you're
should be-
blurry-eyed.
This poor woman's going to have her eyes sealed shut for 4 to 8 weeks before they could even get it open. That sucks.
That's awful.
Bummer.
And the picture of this woman in the hospital bed is heartbreaking.
Man.
But guys, we got to be more careful.
Okay.
Please. No more of this in 2025. Come on, we're smarter than this. Gluing our eyes shut. Oh, we are better than this.
Are we?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because I have been out and about and on vacation and seen some things over the break that makes me think we may not be better than that. I saw a lot of dumb stuff. I hope 2025 is a year we can all be a little less dumb. I think that's a good resolution
I like that one.
for everyone to make. Just try to be a little,
Less dumb,
just a little less dumb. Like
Less- how
read
about
past
less-
the hashtag.
less stupider.
Less stupider.
Yeah.
Let's just call it
That's
less,
the one.
Let's just call it less stupider.
Just be fewer stupider.
Yeah.
We should make buttons.
Well, that being said,
Speaking of fewer stupiders,
it's time for this week's E-Memoriam, sponsored by...
The Inskip Law Firm. Your future, our priority.
that's right. This week's E-Memoriam is basically just stuff that pissed me off yesterday because we've only been back on the air for one day. We're just going to do a little short, abridged E-Memoriam, a couple things from the new year, maybe. Something that we can all get behind. I think there's a few things that can go, guys, and I even put myself under the microscope. One thing we talked about already in the podcast, or in the radio show. Let me just get started. And once again, those of you who are unfamiliar, our E-Memoriam is not like an Oscars In Memoriam, where we say goodbye to trends or people or trolls, and sometimes ourselves. Anyone that was upset enough to send an email or got ruffled up by some sort of topic we discussed on a topical radio show, go figure. And sometimes it's even ourselves, things, biases, and prejudices of our own. So, first up this year, first E-Memoriam, first subject. New year, new you. Same year, same you, bye-bye. Stop pretending. Next up.
Thank you.
That's it. No more needs to be said about that. Stop it. You're not new. The year's not new. You're the same piece of crap you were last year, and you're going to be a piece of crap again this year.
Okay.
New year, same you. Next up, people that shoot guns in the air on New Year's Eve, which we talked about already. Folks, as we welcome a new year, it's time to say goodbye to the sanity of those who think it's perfectly fine to fire bullets into the sky to celebrate the clock hitting midnight at the beginning of the year. Because nothing says new beginnings quite like an unhinged game of ballistic roulette. Hey, you're not bringing in the new year, bud. You're launching a one-way ticket to Manslaughter Town. Now, let me break it down for you. What goes up must come down. Newton's laws aren't just polite suggestions, guys. While you're out there pretending it's the Wild West, your bullets are coming back down like gravity's unwanted party guests, or making an already crowded Spirit Airlines flight way more stressful. What happened to popping champagne or banging pots and pans? You don't see Grandma leaning out the window with the Derringer she sleeps with under her pillow since your grandpa passed away, screaming, "Yeehaw, let's make it count." So why do you think your Glock... There she is. Grandma's a two-shot Derringer, over-under. We all know the gun I'm talking about. So why do you think your Glock 9 deserves a standing ovation at midnight? Come on, man. If the first phone call of your new year is from the cops, maybe rethink your party strategy. You're not a patriot defending the homeland. You're just someone who didn't understand that ammo is not a party favor. Bye-bye. Reload. Back. There we go. Had one in the chamber, see? Could have hurt somebody.
Careful.
Smart of you to fire that off. Next up, my lifelong grudge. That's right. I'm putting myself under the crosshairs. First thing this year, guys. I'm letting go of my lifelong grudge against Ralph. I'm sorry, I mean Rafe Fiennes. That's right.
The actor, yes.
The actor.
You may be letting it go. He ain't letting it go.
Rafe Fiennes. For years, I've been salty about a guy clearly named Ralph co-opting my name, and I've been very vocal about it. I've often ridiculed Ralph I'm sorry, Rafe. When his name is clearly spelled Ralph and he's trying to get away with some sort of weird English pronunciation and co-opt my name. But over the break, I watched The Return, where sexy-ass Rafe Fiennes plays Odysseus returning to Ithaca after the Trojan War, and both his acting and 60-year-old hard body went hard in the paint, boys. I'm saying it awakened some things in me. And as he dropped the hammer on scoundrels trying to pilfer his wife and his throne like an OG loincloth John Wick, by the way, he shows his little John Wick in that movie. He drops brains. 60 years old. Rafe Fiennes drops it on camera. And a 60-year-old nude scene. And the ice around my heart started to melt towards Rafe Fiennes. It really did. I wasn't there yet. And then on New Year's Eve, guys, I saw him in the New Year's Eve delivery of this soliloquy and perfect monologue during the Anderson Cooper, Andy Cohen broadcast. It's called Recitations by Rafe. And I'm going to pull the clip and play it for America right now.
Okay. Let me get this going here. You ready?
Here we go.
You're such a great orator. You're such a great actor. On Watch What Happens Live earlier this year, I convinced you to perform a monologue.
You're always convincing me.
Yes, I am.
Monologues.
You did a monologue from the Housewives of Salt Lake City. It was so brilliant. I'm wondering if you could perform for us one of the biggest, I think, internet moments from this year. And it's the very demure, very mindful Jules LeBron moment.
Drunker
And
Anderson Cooper
I
gets
showed
the
you the video yesterday. Can you perform this for us,
I
Rafe?
can try giving my version of it.
That would be wonderful.
You'd never seen it before until
No, I
yesterday.
didn't see it.
Okay.
Even Anderson had seen
I had seen
which
it. Caused
is
Mike Francis.
amazing.
Well, look, this is how I do my makeup for work. Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm mindful at work. See how I look? Very presentable. The way I came to the interview is the way I go to the job. A lot of you girls go to the interview looking like Marge Simpson, looking like you're going to look like Patty and Selma. Not demure. Not demure. But I am very modest. See my shirt. Only a little chichi out. Not my chocho. Be mindful of why they hired you. Here's a reality check, diva. What's the name you want me to make it out to?
Ladies and gentlemen, Rafe Fiennes.
Yeah, he killed that.
Only my chichi, never my chocho. So I'm letting it go. That melted all the rest of the ice around my heart. I am forgiving myself, and I'm forgiving my brethren. I love you, Rafe Fiennes, and I will never call you Ralph again after I just did just now. Bye-bye. And while we're on the subject, let's get rid of what he just did. Very demure, very mindful. That was a 2024 trend that sucked from day one. It really did. And it was only good when the OG poster and then Rafe Fiennes, who we just heard, perfected it on New Year's Eve. And let it stay there, I beg you. It needs no further social dissection. It's over. Be demure and be mindful to leave it in 2024. Bye-bye. And now on to the real RIPs. As you heard earlier, Wayne Osmond, Donnie Osmond's younger brother. And I'm going to go ahead and throw Jimmy Carter in there because I don't think we've had an EMEM since.
We also missed a big one, too.
We did? Who'd we miss?
Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Ricky died over the holiday.
Ricky Henderson died on Christmas Eve.
Love Ricky Henderson.
Oh, no, he died. He was born on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Died December 19th.
And did you guys see the... Who was it? He stole like 60 bases. Who's the dude? Harold Reynolds? Did you hear see his interview where he's like, Ricky called me up and he goes, Harold Reynolds, Ricky Henderson. He goes, stole 60 bases. Psh, weak. Ricky stole 90. Click. He's hung up on him instead of congratulating him. That guy was crazy, man.
Yeah, Ricky Henderson. R.I.P.
Special man.
Legend.
That dude stole a lot of bases, man. That guy was. They don't make guys like. There's no runners like that anymore.
No, I was such a fan too growing up. He was a Yankee for a while. He was an A, right? Then a Yankee.
Yeah.
He went to a bunch of different teams. I think did he wind up with retiring with the A's?
I don't.
He played
remember.
for a long time.
Yeah, he played for.
Didn't he have like a White Sox era, or did I make that up?
Let me see here. Because
I was looking up Ricky Henderson jokes. You know, they're kind of. He's kind of the athletic Chuck Norris. Ricky Henderson hits a home run. The ball didn't leave the park. It ran out the back gate to catch up with Ricky.
Yeah, he talks about himself in third person. That's why they're like he's a famous.
He played for 25 years.
he ended up with the Dodgers.
Ricky Henderson don't speak in the third person. Ricky speaks in the person.
Oh, that's what he said. I looked up the Harold Reynolds quote, and he said Harold Reynolds sold 60 bases, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And he said, Ricky Henderson goes, Harold, it's Ricky. Saw you stole 60 bases. Psh, pathetic. Ricky had 60 at the break. And he hung up.
Ricky Henderson doesn't bunt. The ball bunts itself to get out of Ricky's way.
Yeah.
So as a player, he played for the A's, the Yankees, the A's, the Blue Jays, the A's, the Padres, the Angels, the A's, the Mets, the Mariners, the Padres, the Red Sox, and the Dodgers.
He kept going back. Dan Soder told a funny story about Ricky Henderson walked into the locker room and somebody was talking about John 3:16. And he goes, what? What'd you say? He was like, oh, we're talking about John 3:16. He goes, Ricky don't care about John 3:16. Ricky hit 320.
Ricky Henderson didn't retire from life. Life retired for Ricky Henderson.
R.I.P. Ricky.
R.I.P. Ricky. I can't believe I missed that. I'm rusty. That guy was cool. I still have like a baseball card of Ricky Henderson when he broke Lou Brock's record. It's like Ricky and Lou shaking hands, holding the base. I don't remember. He like broke his all-time steals record.
Oh, when he lifted the base up?
Yeah. That was
he
cool.
stole third, right? Was that him stealing third? I don't know. Legend, though. So R.I.P. Rick Anderson.
R.I.P.
Linda
Ricky.
Lavin also died from the show Alice.
Oh, yeah, dude. I love that show.
Mm-hmm. So thank you, Ray, for an abridged version of...
Do you know what's weird about that show? I watched an episode of Alice where there was a Dukes of Hazzard crossover. And Boss Hogg, and I swear to God, look it up, dude. I don't know if they were just experimenting
Boss
with this
Hogg
in the
walked
70s.
into the diner?
Boss Hogg and Roscoe walked into Alice's diner, had a scene, left. Duke Boys weren't in it. Just the guy that plays Boss Hogg.
And
was
Cooter?
And I think Roscoe was with him. Or maybe it was Enos. Well, who's the nice one?
Oh,
Enos?
Cooter worked in the garage, right?
Yeah. There are a lot of people with names of that show that are just a hair off of genitalia. I really think about it.
No, Cooter's right on the
This
money.
is Cooter.
Right
This is Enos.
on the money.
Cooter.
Boss Hogg.
Yeah,
Like,
Cooter hits the bullseye there. Cinema etiquette, movie theater etiquette is pretty straightforward, right? And we're talking about unspoken rules like, you don't talk, you don't hog the armrest, you definitely don't use your phone. But one mom is now questioning whether her friends' poor movie theater manners are enough to call, to call it quits on their friendship. So here's what happened. After organizing a trip to see Moana 2, I guess the mom, this one woman was like, hey, why don't you come and bring your kid? And it was a 4-year-old kid. For 20 minutes, halfway through the movie, the 4-year-old was just crying. And the mom would not bring her out of the theater.
Huh.
So the kid is causing a scene, crying, carrying on for 20 minutes. And the mom would not bring her out of the theater. The friend's like, hey, why don't you just take him to the lobby? There are seats, and it's quieter there. But the mom just kept saying, we can't leave. We can't just shush him. So the whole theater's staring. The woman's cringing hard. Sitting next to a crying kid is mortifying. Eventually, the kid's dad steps in, takes the boy out of the theater to calm him down. But only after 20 minutes of disruption.
Oof.
And the woman's like, I didn't realize my friend would be the type to just sit there with a crying kid and not leave. Is it time to call it quits on this friendship? I didn't realize I had a friend like this.
Yep.
I would call quits on the friendship, but I'm not going out with them anymore to something like that.
Yeah, who brings a 4-year-old to a movie anyway? 4 years is too young.
Depends on the movie.
Yeah, probably.
4-year-old kid to a movie theater?
But if it's like Terminator or something, they got to learn at some point.
This is Moana 2.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But if we're only friends with people that are identical to us, how lame. Come on.
What?
Calling the friendship over it?
That's a pretty big. That's a pretty big strike in my book.
Yeah, it's a strike. It's a huge strike.
pretty
where
big
I'm
one.
not going to go to a movie with you again.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to go to the zoo. If
Yeah, but
you
do I want to
bring your
hang out
kid.
with somebody that so doesn't care about other people's feelings? Like, I pay good money to go to a movie, right? If you bring your kids to Moana, you're dropping $4,000. You have so many kids, snacks, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's an expensive endeavor.
It's an expensive outing. And you got a kid crying for 20 minutes? 20 minutes, and the mom don't bring him out? Shh. I don't know if I could be friends with that person.
Friends with that person?
Yeah, I
Well,
think our
was-
friendship ends. I think our friendship ends there.
You said the husband ended up taking the kid out. So I wonder if it was one of those where she's like, I said to you, next time you got to deal with this.
I don't know. Rafe?
F them kids.
Yeah, but could you be friends with somebody who lets their kid cry for 20 minutes?
I don't know.
In a theater? In a theater, in a movie theater.
No. I mean, dude, traveling over Christmas was tough. I was in an airport just watching like parental failure in every turn. Because holiday, I saw more babies and kids because it was Christmas. You don't usually fly around Christmas, and it was just absolute. I watched a mom have a meltdown. We're standing in line. I just want to equate it to this because this is what it is to me. It was like a girl. She had like a 3-year-old and a baby in a stroller, and it was her mom. I think it was her mom. And this little 3 or 4-year-old kid walked up with a bag of Fruit Loops, and I saw him look at his mom, and he goes, "Hey!" And she goes, "Hold on, I'm feeding the baby." And he goes, "I said, hey!" And then he threw the thing of Fruit Loops and hit his mom in the face with them, like right in front. I mean, just whacked her. And the grandma grabbed the Fruit Loops and goes, "Hey, that's not very nice." Handed them back to the kid, and the kid held them above his head and squeezed the plastic bag until it exploded.
God, my mom would have whooped
And
my ass.
Fruit Loops went everywhere. Dude, I mean, exploded, dude. Fruit Loops everywhere. And I was like,
Where's the discipline?
man,
You lack
you hit
discipline.
that kid, I ain't going to say nothing. I don't really feel
I
that
wonder
way.
if it's one of these households where we never say no to Thatcher.
Well,
Yeah.
and I
We don't
felt-
want to crush his spirit.
Dude, the mom
We don't discipline
has
her.
such a meltdown. She's like, I'm not going. Let's just go home. And like left line, started leaving the airport. And the mom, the other mom's trying to like talk her out of it. And then the grandma went up to the Southwest flight desk and was like, "Hey, you guys probably need to get somebody to clean that up."
Oh.
And that's when I was like, my blood was like, I'm like, "No, lady, you should clean that up. You handed the Fruit Loops back to that little serial killer. No pun intended. Go clean it. Like, you should ask for a broom and a
Yeah.
dustpan." So, yeah, in social situations like that, I would say it would be very hard for me because I was like, almost want to be like, "Hey, man." And then the little kid was like just crunching, just like stomping on the Fruit Loops, crunching them into the carpet in the Southwest terminal. And I'm like,
Man.
Well,
there's a line between like letting the kid cry it out and like figure out their own feelings and just letting them run amok.
all I know is
This is a run amok story.
we all know a lot of people, and half
Yeah,
of them are
I know a lot of
probably terrible parents. And as long as I don't have to deal with that, I'm still gonna be friends with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but your kid is not an excuse to be a menace to society.
Well, I understand that, but I'm not. But you're asking if this person should kill the friendship.
Kill the friendship. We're
I
done.
kill the outings.
Yeah, I'm not going with you again. And next time you invite me to a movie, I'm not going unless the 4-year-old's not going.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be around your parenting. It's not the 4-year-old's fault.
You probably should remain friends because you might be the only good example the kid gets.
I don't know. The internet's divided, by the way. The internet's divided. Somebody wrote, "I feel like cutting your friends off because their 4-year-old during a busy Christmas day out was badly behaved is a bit dramatic." Somebody else wrote, "I think this was a badly planned out outing by all." You better hope and pray your kid never acts up or you'll look ridiculous. Smug parenting is not nice. Yeah.
Smug parenting.
That's why I only go to movies with a hard R rating.
Nah, dude,
I take no chances.
You know, our kids are obviously different ages because they're not twins or triplets or quads or whatever, quintuplets. So when you go to the movie and you're taking your 11-year-old, you got a 5-year-old sometimes. And it just happens that our youngest was the most wild. He was the most hard to corral or sit still. So I remember we were in a couple movie scenarios where it was like, it was appropriate for everybody to be there. Now, would we have taken the 5-year-old if it was just the 5-year-old? Of course not. But we're taking everybody, so the 5-year-old's got to go, right? And there was a couple scenarios where he was a moving and a shaking in that seat and needed to get up and kind of walk, you know? And you kind of like let him do it if it's quiet. And I mean, there's like, you know, there's like this crazy kind of balance. But as a parent that really doesn't want to disrupt anybody, it was just a nerve-wracking experience of, oh, come on, chill. You want to walk outside? Let's go get some popcorn.
I know.
You know, one parent that
just be
like,
wary of other
goes out
people.
there.
Just.
Yeah,
If
sometimes
the kid's crying, bring the kid out.
Oh yeah, crying.
Get the kid out of here.
We would never even go to restaurants usually, and if we did, as soon as there was a peep that couldn't be controlled immediately, it was one of us.
I just don't want my kid to be responsible for ruining somebody else's outing.
Yeah,
I don't want to be that person.
I told you I went to the mall just before Christmas, and man, I saw a tantrum and a parent that was over it. This kid was getting dragged.
Yeah, cleaning the floor.
Yeah, cleaning the floor, getting dragged.
Good, get him out of here.
Through the mall.
Get him out of here.
It's the best.
All right,
And
we'll
I
take a
thought-
break.
I felt worse for the mom, man. I was just like, you know what? Not only is this mom dealing with this, but there is a mall with thousands of people staring at her and judging every moment as if we know the scenario in full. I mean, what a nightmare for this gal.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with your Friday fail stories. It is 8:25. It is Friday. Traffic and weather. All right, folks, time for your Friday fail stories. First time in 2025. All these people thought they had the perfect plan, but somewhere along the line, that plan went completely sideways. Whoops. And it became an Uber. An ultra.
Don't you dare.
Dare I say it?
No.
Mega.
Failed.
Nice. Good job, guys. And your
You
Friday
sounded
fail
great.
stories. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Friday fail stories are sponsored by.
Moritz Royce Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizzuto Show.
All right, we'll start with this. 2 men in Oregon went looking for Sasquatch. 59-year-old guy, 37-year-old guy went up to Washington State, to the thick forest up there, to go hunt for Sasquatch. A family member reported them missing when they didn't come back from their Christmas Eve outing. Officials believe the 2 men died from exposure to the cold.
Failed. Counter?
Holy cow.
They didn't make it.
Dang.
Got lost. Died in the forest looking for Sasquatch.
That's such a bummer.
Died
I just
doing what
thought
they
I'd
love.
just right out of the gate.
I mean, you really...
Right out of the gate.
You put me through so many emotions. Can you imagine what the family has to talk about?
Every Christmas Eve now is the anniversary of Larry and Bob going out looking for Sasquatch and not coming home. Yep.
It's a sad one.
What a bummer. A man in Hernando, Florida was arrested on New Year's Day after throwing lit fireworks at a state trooper sitting in his patrol car. I don't know what he'd think would happen, but the trooper said he saw a super sweet 2018 Dodge SUV drive past him with the rear passenger window rolled down. Then the trooper said he heard a couple loud pops and noticed clouds of smoke and grass coming from the ground right next to, on top of, and in front of his car. And the trooper pulled over the Dodge, 20-year-old Ramses Jimenez admitted to throwing a bunch of black cat fireworks from the car. He apologized and was arrested.
Failed.
But I said I'm sorry.
Charged with aggravated assault on an officer and throwing a destructive device.
I'm going to assume that's a tough one to get out of.
Yeah.
Aggravated assault on an officer?
Yep. There's nothing like the good vibes of carjacking, right? So, 46-year-old guy in Miami, his name is Hassan Rican. He carjacked an Amazon delivery driver last Wednesday. Police say he hit the driver in the face and drove away with the truck. Now, that may sound violent, but when the cops tracked Hassan down, he was wearing a red shirt that said "Good Vibes Only" in very bubbly lettering. He also had a tattoo of a sunflower on his chest. He's facing charges of robbery, carjacking, and battery.
Failed.
Good vibes only,
Hey,
man.
man.
There's
I
no
don't practice Santeria.
There's no quicker way to get added to the naughty list than stealing a car and then having Santa catch you in the act. An 18-year-old in Alabama, Darion King, and another person apparently took a Nissan Altima 2 Sundays ago and drove off. Somebody called the police. They spotted the car pulling into a church. The cops stopped the vehicle and Darion's passenger surrendered, but Darion made a run for it. Headed into a wooded area behind the church. For some reason, Santa was hanging out in the woods. Not the actual Santa. This one was a retired deputy in a Santa suit. Kind of convenient. He was volunteering for an event at the church. The deputy Santa saw Darion trying to sneak back towards the church and blend in with the crowd. He was able to catch up to him, detain him until the cops arrived. Darion charged with receiving property and attempting to elude a police officer.
He wasn't.
Failed.
I wasn't attempting to elude a police officer. I was attempting to elude Santa.
That is true.
Can you imagine being arrested by Santa?
Yep.
Be kind of fun.
Here's a provocative don't do drugs PSA for schools. Doing drugs can make you drink toilet water.
Okay.
Now, a 36-year-old guy in
My
Pennsylvania.
dog's on drugs, man.
36-year-old guy in Pennsylvania, Keaton Gaines, lost his mind last week while under the influence of drugs. Keaton showed up at a woman's home, naked, told her, quote, "It's time to meet the Lord," and began punching her on the head.
Okay.
She got away from him long enough to call 911, but in the meantime, Keaton locked himself in a bathroom with the woman's husband and 2 kids. He didn't hurt them. He spent most of the time there praying loudly and drinking toilet water. When the police got there, they tried to remove Keaton from the residence. He resisted and said, "No, you're the cops. This is a fight."
I like when people announce it. That's kind of cool. That's old school. This is a fight.
They tried to subdue him. He repeatedly punched and kicked the officers. One suffered broken ribs. The other suffered a broken bone in his hand. He was eventually given a sedative, taken to the hospital, checked out. He's since been arraigned on various charges, including aggravated assault, assault on law enforcement, and resisting arrest. Unclear what kind of drugs he was on and what Keaton was praying for, but
Failed.
Better water.
Yeah.
a 23-year-old nurse at a hospital in Orlando was busted stealing checks and a credit card from a patient laid up there. The nurse's name? Trenton Duckworth. Trenton Duckworth.
Prestigious, man.
He was arrested after he wrote a check to himself for $5,000 while forging the patient's signature. Cops also say he used the patient's credit card for gas, convenience store purchases, a dog walker, groceries, and sports betting. Trenton looking at a whole heap of charges, including fraudulent use of a credit card and exploitation of a person 65 years or older.
Man,
Failed.
that is a name that can go in so many directions.
That's
and,
a butler's name.
And to be honest, I bet you he goes by Trent. Because if Trenton Duckworth,
Trenton Duckworth.
he's a
the
pharmacist.
Open
Trent
the door,
Duckworth
Trenton.
is stealing checks. You know what I'm saying?
Trent
Trent Duckworth
stealing-
is stealing checks. Trenton Duckworth is a very successful pharmacist. Like he's doing fine. That name could just, I mean, what a blank slate.
Now, you shouldn't drink and drive, so it goes without saying that you shouldn't drink and drive onto a frozen lake. A woman in New Hampshire named Jennifer Huber facing multiple charges, including DUI, after police say she drunkenly drove her car onto Lake Winnisquam.
Swimmy Squam.
Winnisquam. That is how you pronounce it.
Okay.
The lake was frozen at the time, but not enough to withstand the weight of a car. The front end of the car caved into the ice. Jennifer escaped through the car window, then crawled across the ice. Not bad for a drunk lady. Doesn't sound like anybody was hurt, but yeah, the case is set for trial next month.
Failed.
Beautiful place.
It is.
Did I say it right? Winnisquam?
Winnisquam.
Winnisquam.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
that's what you
Winnisquam.
said. I think you said it right.
And
Hey,
Doug
look,
Nap.
they got their own little sandbar Party Cove right here. Look at that. Woo, look at all
Yeah,
the boats and
let's
hammered
go.
people.
Nice. Drive around that
Drive
lake.
out there, too.
And finally, there was a multi-vehicle crash in Colorado just outside of Denver last month. And when the cops showed up, the driver who was at fault was hammered. And he even bragged about it. An officer asked him how many drinks he'd had. And the guy said, quote, "I'm not going to BS you. Probably 10 drinks." I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a professional drinker. Here he is.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Same guy.
How much have you had to drink tonight, man?
Probably 10.
10 drinks? All right, cool. Do you want to do roadsides? You already told me your 10 drinks, Steve, right? You're pretty drunk.
Hey.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, like, I'm a professional drinker.
Okay.
Nice.
Which, you know what he's trying to say, too? He's trying to say, I'm fine. I'm good at this. Even though I just
Dude.
told you I've had 10,
This guy's
I'll be fine.
blood alcohol level, 0.326.
Damn.
Which is 4 times the legal limit.
What's the legal 08?
0.08.
And he was 0.4?
He was
what level kills you?
0.326.
Wow.
Isn't that close to the? That's there, right?
0.40 is death.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't lying.
He must be a pro.
He was arrested. Thankfully, nobody was injured in the crash. I'm a professional drinker.
Failed.
I'm going to tell you right now.
All right, those are your Friday fail stories. Thank you. First of the year. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We're going to give away some stuff. We've got a pair of tickets to go see Disturbed with 3 Days Grace and Seven Dust March 2nd over at Enterprise. We got tickets to go see Ghost on July 30th over at Enterprise. We got tickets to go see Play Royale February 16th at the Pageant. And we got some tickets to go see Big Head Todd the Monsters Friday night, January 17th over at the Pageant. After the break, Rafe, what are we going to play?
We're going to play a little game called Riz Ristofferson, country music expert.
Okay. So explain how this is going to work.
It's pretty easy. You're going to call in. We're going to get some callers on the line. I'm going to give Riz, who knows so much about country music, we found out yesterday, some real and some fabricated country music stars' names. And we're going to see what he knows, how many he can guess correctly, whether they're real or fake.
How many do you have altogether?
I have 25, but we can do as many or as few as you like.
All right, so you want to say out of 20?
Let's do 20.
Out of 20, how many will I get correct? So
Right.
these are real or made up
This is a mix of
country
real
music acts.
both current and past country music stars. Some not so huge stars, but stars in their own right, and ones that I just made up.
All right, so out of 20, how many will I guess correctly? Scott, just get the numbers.
Okay.
And you could double up if you want. Like, so if somebody says 19, which, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Another person could say 19 as well.
Are we doing Prices Right rules?
Yeah, closest without going over.
I'd steer clear of 19.
Do I get any lifelines?
What do we have? Yeah, I'll give you. What do we want to do,
Wow.
boys?
One of each.
Let's just
He gets
each
one-
get one.
One
Let's throw
moon,
it.
one King
You
Scott.
throw one moon, one king sky.
Okay.
So bear that in mind when you guess.
All right,
What do we have to
31462.
give away?
right.
We have Disturbed tickets, Ghost tickets, Palais Royale, and Big Head Todd the Monster.
Which, by the way, we don't really know all that many either. So.
Should we get two
Especially
prizes
if
if they hit it
modern.
on the nose? Can we get that wild today? If they guess perfectly, if they say 15 and you hit 15, they get 2.
Can we do that? Can we swing that, Scott?
Do we have enough?
I guess, but
Maybe. We'll just say maybe.
because we were pretty limited. But yeah, we could do something.
We'll swing it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Or don't.
314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. Riz Ristofferson. Next. The contest.
We only have
Welcome back to the program. Learn comes back on Monday. Hopefully we're back on Monday with the weather possibly being what it's going to be. The boss gave the option, like, hey, man, if it's bad, I don't want our Star Morning Show getting hurt driving in. I get it. So Scott has volunteered to come in.
Yes, I have.
I get it too there, boss.
I'm a hero.
Scott's here.
Hey, you can't be talking normal with a hat like that.
Yeah, Rafe and Moon are wearing their...
You guys look good in cowboy hats.
Thank you very much.
Well,
they also recreated the Brokeback Mountain DVD cover.
we did.
Quite naturally, with no effort.
Unbelievably
In
accurate.
fact, I'm a little upset at how easy it came to us.
We both put the hat on. I put my arms around
You got
him.
to put that
just
picture. You got to
happened.
post that picture.
And there it was.
Did you post it?
I didn't do it. He
Brilliant.
took the picture.
I have.
You gotta
I'll put
post
it up after the show.
I had my arms were
awesome.
busy. I couldn't take the picture.
We were just trying to take a picture, and I'm like, I think we just accidentally recreated the exact cover of Brokeback Mountain.
I can't quit you,
It
Ennis.
felt right. It felt good.
So we're calling this contest what?
Riz Ristofferson, country music expert.
All right, let's give away some stuff. All right, so Rafe is going to read me the name of a country music artist. Did he make it up, or is it an actual country music artist? So we got 20 altogether. Out of 20, how many will I get correct? I honestly, I do not know much about country music.
Wait, what?
I never grew up with it. We didn't even, listen, growing up, we didn't even have a country music radio station.
Yeah. That's wild. You've said that before.
That's just what you were
You
told.
make salsa there.
That's just what you were told by
Maybe
them,
that's what I was told.
by them New York City salsa eating
Okay.
city slickers.
So
That's right, brother.
when Garth Brooks played Central Park, I would 500,000 people show up. What was the number on that?
a billion.
It was 500,000 people.
All of them.
And the whole shocking thing was like, oh my God, there are this many country music fans in this area.
It was upstaters, right? All came in.
I don't know.
All those hicks.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know my Morgan Wallens from my Luke Bryants or my Brian Lukes. Okay?
I don't know my Zach Shrines from my Brian Ryans.
Yeah, dude. Hey, listen, if the word Brian is in there, just
I'm going to assume it's
give her a
yes.
go.
So you guys on the phone, you have some guesses as to how many out of 20 I'll get right. Richard says 18.
Oh my goodness,
Which
are you
is-
out of your
damn.
mind? Are you out of your damn
Chris
mind?
says 15. Josh says 13. Mike says 11. Mike in Lake St. Louis says 14.
I'm in the 12 to 14
Austin
camp.
says 12.
Tell you what, though, the kindness of this
Tell you
contest is brought to you by CarStar, your auto body repair experts, locally owned with national guarantee. See carstar.com for location near you.
All right.
That's right. No ding too ding, no dent too dented. Go to CarStar.
All right. I do have a King Scott and I have a Moon Lifeline.
That's correct.
If I need it. King Scott, if you'd keep track of the
Keep.
Sure do.
Moon, if you give us a little music bed.
Oh,
something
yeah.
underneath.
How about a little skiffle piffle?
This is called Skiffle Piffle.
All right.
Here we go.
All right.
First name.
First name. Just tell me if they're a real country music artist or if you think I made them up. Kelsey Ballerini.
That's real.
That is correct. Real. One.
You reach for the bell. That's real.
That's
I know
real.
It. I know it.
Ashley McBride.
I know there's a Martina McBride.
Ashley McBride.
I'm going to say that's made up.
Unfortunately, no. That is a real artist. Ashley McBride's very talented.
Okay.
1 for 2. Here we go. Hank Waverly.
That's made up.
Hank Waverly is made up. That's correct. That is a fake. Bobby Earl Stokes.
That's real.
That's not real.
Damn
That's
it.
You're 2 for 4.
Bobby Earl Stokes. I want it to be real. Here we go. Number 5. Orville Peck.
That's real.
That is real. He's a very, very gay cowboy who sings with a mask on.
Okay.
Next up, number 6, Luke Grimes.
Luke Grimes. Woo, man. Luke Grimes.
Luke Grimes.
Is that a real or fake country music artist. I'm going to use my King Scott lifeline on this one.
King Scott, Luke Grimes.
I think he's an actor, so I'm going to say not a country musician.
That is true. He is an actor in the Yellowstone.
Oh, look at you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, shoot. But didn't he have some music?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Well, they had a few country stars on that show.
That's
thought
Ryan Bingham. Luke Grimes plays the son.
Yeah,
He is not an artist.
Yeah, what's the other guy? Yeah.
Shoot, I thought he was, man, this whole time.
He
I thought-
looks like
I thought he
one.
was a musician, too. Cause
Wow, I got a name.
Sounds like one, too.
He's a
wasn't he
guy.
dating one of the musicians that came?
Maybe.
I don't know.
What's
It's
her
6
face?
degrees of country music.
Yeah.
Here we go. Next
How
up,
many's that right?
4.
4.
Look at that.
Vern Gosden.
Man.
Vern Gosden.
Vern, I love that name.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
dude. Not enough Verns running around.
No.
Verns and Garys are going extinct. Vern Gosden.
Is Vern short for something?
Vernon.
Oh, Vernon.
Hang on now, y'all.
Vermin.
Vernacular. Gosden.
Let's not look.
Luke Grimes put a record out. Here he is, Jimmy Kimmel, singing his heart out.
Get out of here.
That's a
That is Luke Grimes.
that's a country star right there.
Well,
I don't know what to tell y'all.
all right. I can never create a game where there was not some
So
controversy.
is that a
Ain't no
no then?
controversy.
Did I miss that
You
one?
You
missed
missed
that
it.
one.
That's an X.
That's an X.
But he's
I-
actually an actor who
I
put
had him
music
as an
out. What do you
actor.
think?
He's a country music artist too. I'm sure he's got fans.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Vern.
Dadgummit.
Vern what?
Vern Gosden.
Vern Gosden. That is a country music artist.
You're saying yes?
Yes.
That is correct.
Yes.
It is.
Nice.
Now you got
Brother,
four.
he's got. Just go listen to Chiseled in Stone. Yeah.
Of course he's got a
You
song
don't
name.
know about heartache.
Of
Till
course
it's
he's got a song name.
chiseled in
Chiseled in
stone. Jerry Jeff Walker. 2 first names.
Jerry
Yeah,
Jeff
that's
Walker.
3 first names in the South.
Jerry Jeff Walker.
I'm going to say that is made up.
Incorrect. Jerry Jeff Walker is very real. Texas outlaw.
Damn it.
Well, you're sitting on 4.
Sitting on 4. Cole Hauser.
Now I know he's an actor. He's an actor. He was in
Cole
Dazed
Hauser.
and Confused.
He was.
But is he also a singer? I'm going to say no, he's not a country
No,
music.
he is not. He plays Rip Wheeler on Yellowstone. Yet another Yellowstone actor.
But he was also in Dazed and Confused, right?
He was. Yeah. Yeah, that was his first role.
No way. That dude's. I didn't know that.
He's also in. No, he wasn't in Navy SEALs. He was like a quintessential
He's a good
guy.
actor. They got that right.
All right, 5. Next up, Terry Clark.
That's real.
That is real. Terry Clark. She's amazing. Good job. Next up, Guy Clark.
That's real.
That also is real.
Whoa.
How many we at?
You know the Clarks.
7 wins.
Yeah, but how many names?
You've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This will be 13. I'm about to read to
Wow.
Okay.
you. Garrett Hedlund.
Made up.
That is correct. He was an actor on Friday Night Lights.
All right.
Garrett Hedlund. Logan Marshall Green.
Logan Marshall Green. I still have a moon.
You have a moon lifeline still if you want to use it. Logan Marshall Green.
And I'm sitting at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Sitting
8
at 8, brother.
out of 13.
8 out of 13. So this is 14. Logan Marshall Green. Real.
No. He was in the movie Upgrade. He is an actor who does not have a country music video. Do not look it up. Brantley Gilbert.
Real.
That is real. That's correct.
Heard of that
2
guy.
first names.
Heard of that guy.
Brantley Gilbert. Bo Laramie.
Bo Laramie. Man. Bo Laramie.
Bo
I'm
Laramie.
going to use my moon lifeline on this one.
God,
Good
dang,
choice.
Man, I've known the last 4.
He knows country.
This one sounds too branded. You know, Laramie.
Laramie, you think Laramie cigarettes from The Simpsons?
Or
Wyoming.
Laramie Boots.
No, I think boots and hats and things.
Isn't that the brand of cigarettes on
Yeah.
Simpsons?
I don't know
Laramie?
I
about that.
believe it is.
And it's spelled B-A-B-E-A-U. I'll give you that hint on whether it's real or not. Bo Laramie.
Yeah.
Man, I think somebody that's taking a stage name from Laramie is going B-O, not B-A-U, B-E-A-U. Tell me, show me fake.
That is correct. It is fake.
Oh,
That can't,
all right.
yeah, that ain't any realer than a $3
All right,
bill.
so that's how many?
You're at 15. How many's got right?
10 correct.
10.
10 for 15.
That's pretty solid.
I got 5 more to go.
5 more to go. You ready?
Yeah.
Lester Flatt.
Fake.
Very real. Wrote the ballad of Jed Clampett. Earl Scruggs and Lester Flatt.
I met Scruggs' grandson.
Yeah. Ooh.
How about that?
Baby Scruggs. Next up, Riz Christopherson. You ever met a country music artist named Jackson Dean?
Jackson Dean.
Jackson Dean.
Jack Dean. Fake.
Nope. Real.
Oh, really?
100% real.
Oh, man.
2 first names,
Damn.
baby.
He went to a guitar shop
Damn.
and said, I'll just be, well, it's either Fender
Jackson
Gibson,
Dean.
Yeah.
Fender Gibson or Jackson Dean. What do you think?
Jackson Dean. Levi Hawthorne.
Oh, man.
Levi Hawthorne.
Levi Hawthorne. Is that a real or fake country artist? Oh, boy.
Don't do it.
I'm going to say fake.
That sounds dumb.
That is correct. It is fake.
All right. I was gonna
Nice.
feel really
Would've been
bad about
Wrangler.
that.
What are we at right now?
Scott, how many's got right?
Oh, 11.
11 out of
So
18.
we will have a winner.
Yes, we have a winner.
Next
Got
up,
2 more.
Billy Gilman.
Real.
That is real. He was a child prodigy country music singer.
Billy Gilman.
Man, you're doing really well.
And it comes down to this.
That's pretty good.
Man.
This is number 20.
Yep.
Bailey Zimmerman.
Wait.
And we're at 12
And I got 12.
out of 20.
12 out of
Or
20.
12 out of 19.
So Bailey Zimmerman
Bailey Zimmerman.
is the final name. If I get this incorrect, Austin wins. If I get this correct, Josh wins.
Ooh.
Austin picked 12. Josh picked 13. Bailey Zimmerman.
Bailey Zimmerman.
Is a fake name.
Incorrect. Bailey Zimmerman is very real.
You fool!
You fool!
Bailey
You're
Zimmerman.
a damn fool.
Oh, man.
Bailey Zimmerman.
There's no country music artist with the last name Zimmerman.
Or first name Bailey, for
Might
that
as well
matter.
be Goldfarb.
And it's a dude.
You dummy fool. Idiot moron.
Hasidic country's kicking in now.
You're into Hasidic country, dude?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
come on, man. Let
awesome,
me tell
man.
you something, brother. You're missing out, man.
Next collaboration, going to collab with Modest Yahoo.
No. Okay.
You ain't heard of
Country.
Schmeckel Goldfarb, dude?
No.
He's laying it down,
Congratulations to Austin.
brother.
In the old country is one of the singles. The original country.
Hit it right on the nose with 12. So
Good job.
congratulations. Give him.
He's got a hit
give him
song
2
called
pairs or
I'll Have a
something.
Beer and a Schmear.
I will take a break. We'll come back. Let's do. We'll do some emails. We got sports, and I don't know what else.
Nah.
9:07.
Enjoying it when
Hey, if you want a good time waster, has anybody heard of Fesshole?
Sorry, what?
Fesshole. Fesshole. It's
Is this
That's
the?
an event every year in Festus.
Yeah, Fesshole.
that's Fesshole.
Oh,
Is this the website of the app or something where you can go on there and you basically just confess things?
Yes.
Okay, I've heard about this. I think I heard about it on some sort of podcast that basically
Dude,
uses it as
if you want a good
gold mine.
time waster, go there. I know it's a page on X as well, but
hey, you can do that at the number 2 show, too. Anytime, call in. 818-532-1420. Fess hole. Fess right into
Fess
that glory
up.
hole. Fess up.
fess up. So I don't know. I pulled some of these Fesshole confessions. See what you guys think. There's some pretty bad people out there, honestly.
Oh, no.
Somebody wrote, "I pretend to be autistic just so I could avoid having to socially interact with people at work." And they write, "I'm there to earn money and work, not to be your pal. Sorry to any real autistic people."
Damn.
That's wild.
That kind of sounds autistic, though,
Yeah, it does.
to be honest. Like, this person may be beating themselves at their own game. That sounds like an autistic person's thought.
Or just a jerk.
At least a little Asperger-y, right? Yeah, just
Or just a jerk.
That's not the preferred nomenclature. Thank you.
Asperger-y.
Thought it was.
Got fed up with my partner's family trying to organize our wedding. Tried to warn them. They only stopped when I reported one of them to the IRS for tax evasion.
Oh, jeez.
This kept them too busy to care about the table centerpieces and other stuff they were sticking their noses into. Yikes.
Well,
Damn.
That is
that is
brutal.
a great way to start a marriage right there.
That's phenomenal.
I enjoy the spirit of that one, honestly.
I knew you would. But that's, man, that's... Whew.
I know I'm getting older because it's harder to keep a line of cocaine up my nose these last couple of years due to my increasingly longer and thicker nasal hairs. I always chew gum when out and about. Apart from being minty, it also allows me to take it out and stick it on cars of anyone illegally parked as passive-aggressive retribution. And I enjoy the spirit of that one as
A
well.
real hero.
Yeah.
Real vigilante justice there.
Wife and I run a business with 250 employees. Every year we make a bet on which staff will get a little too close at the Christmas party. She usually wins. But this year I had a plan. Sent the same 2 people on multiple business trips together. Guess who ended up kissing at the party? I win.
No way. That is some trading places stuff,
Yes, it
dude.
is.
Remember the bosses? That's how it starts.
The dollar bet.
They made a dollar bet that they could ruin this guy's
Manipulate.
life and then give it to this guy's life.
So this guy manipulated 2 people.
Yeah.
The neighbor's cat went missing the other week. Neighbor knocked on doors asking us to check sheds, garages, etc. It wasn't in ours. Turns out the cat was kept in a pillow fort under our daughter's bed. She had kidnapped the cat. We let him go. She's getting her own cat soon.
She just wanted a cat.
Yeah. And finally, wife has always been very sexually reserved. One day she said she'd like to give me a in a parking lot at night for Christmas. Uh-huh. You know what I mean by a
Sure.
Yeah, a kiss.
Yeah. Amazed and excited, I agreed. Drove to what I thought was a secluded car park. We both got arrested, and she lost her job.
Oh, that,
Merry Christmas.
that blows.
What?
No, I was talking about the losing.
Oh, man.
You can leave, Scott. You're done for the week.
Yeah, you do.
This reminds me of.
You did great.
The week.
You did great, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you gotta go, man.
I'm sorry. You're out of here.
I was listening to this podcast called Mr. Apology, and it was about this dude in like 1980, before anybody had answering machines. This guy, like when it was when you got an answering machine, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
This guy set up an answering machine and put posters all over the subway stations in New York and telephone poles. When you called, it would say, "This is Apology. Apology is not associated with the police or any other organization, but a way for you to tell people what you've done wrong and how you feel about it. Don't give your name. Totally anonymous."
Mm-hmm.
And the phone was ringing off the hook, and tons of like crazy.
Well, just people want to get stuff off their
It
chest.
is. It's why people, without the judgment of clergy, like a confessional booth, or the police, like just being able to like get it off their chest. And like some of the phone calls you got were like anything from little kids, like I stole my friend's milk money and I felt bad about it, to like major
I murdered
crimes.
4 hookers.
Yeah, major. Yes,
Dude.
major crimes.
Turned into penthouse letters. That guy
it was
he's a
wild.
journalist.
If you confess to a priest of a crime, can they call the cops?
I thought they
believe-
could.
I think yes, they have to.
Unless you pay him $1, then it's the same as a lawyer.
It's the same kind of thing as a counselor, right? As a
Like a
therapist.
psychiatrist?
Yeah, in there.
A therapist of some kind?
Right, unless you're the Menendez guy.
I gotta see here.
Remember?
But what does the church say? What is the church rules?
I don't know. I'm wondering if it's the same
It
type
says
of ethical line.
here that the seal of confession forbids priest from sharing such information with the authorities or anyone with that matter. The Code of Canon Law tells us the seal is, where's it at here?
Unbreakable.
Inviolable.
Infallible?
No, inviolable.
Invoil? I don't know what that means.
Inviolable? Oh, God, here we go.
Sounds like a made-up word.
Inviolable.
Sounds like you just made up that word.
Because a priest will generally not tell the police what a pension
Inviolable.
confesses.
Inviolable. Is that how you say?
Secure from violation or profanation. Why do we keep?
So what if I
went
went to a priest and you know, in a confession?
It says they won't tell. It says the exception is warning the police. A penchant indicates they intend to harm someone. A priest may be able to warn the police without fully explaining how they obtain the information.
Oh, about something that could happen.
Okay, so
like I got, you know, I'm going to blow up something.
But if you say I blew up something, cannot be violated, criticized, or tampered with. Was that real?
So if you went in there and you said, I
plan on committing a major crime.
Yeah, or you've already, yeah.
Or you've already done it.
I plan on hurting a lot of people.
Yeah, it feels like there's a workaround there of like.
But they say be vague.
You killed someone. I think this person might harm someone in the future.
But what if
what is that based on? I can't tell you what it's based on, but they may or may not have harmed someone.
What if I go in and say I'm the Zodiac Killer?
What if somebody goes in and says, I've done this, I'm never going to do it again, but I've done this and I just would like to confess? I mean, is it only one of those things where if it's one of your weekly parishioners, you're up there preaching and going, thou shalt not kill, and you're looking right at Bill?
Excommunicated for it.
For snitching?
Punishment for breaking the seal of confession is excommunication from the church.
So snitches get stitches.
Snitches
I
get...
guess so.
Excommunicato.
Well, it's interesting to know that there is a rule that will bar them from just, you know, being moved to another one.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking
do.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a confession to make. This is is there anything that you guys would have put on that website? Because I don't know if I've ever said this on air. But if I were to go on that website and you were like, you need to confess something on this website right now.
Like you have to have one thing.
Yeah. The first thing that pops in my head right now that I would put.
Go.
And I don't know if I said this on air before.
Do it.
But I think the you know, what is it? The statute of limitations is up, and it should be
Statute of
good.
Liberties, yep.
I was a young man when I first started touring. It was like 2002, 2003, 4, 5, you know, and like
This better be juicy.
had a lot of success. It's juicy for me because it's been on my heart for a while.
Juicy for me.
Listen, dude.
Say it.
I had a really interesting relationship with my drummer's mom, and it wasn't that kind of interesting relationship. Yeah. She just never liked me. I was the tattooed friend of her son that was getting her son into music and bands and tattoos and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think she really loved me and hated me at the same time. Always was kicking me out of the house, didn't want me there. But it was like, I could never tell if she liked me or truly hated me. Seemed like she hated me.
Always topless in front of you.
Right, yeah. And they had an answering machine because I was over there all the time. I always heard it go off. They weren't the answer the phone types. And when I first started touring, a lot of people, you know, a lot of fans come up and they say, oh, can I have your phone number? And this was back, you know, before like cell phones and all that. Well, I gave him Johnny's mom's number every single time. I probably gave out that number.
Yeah.
Oh, I have? Okay, good. But that's what I would put on there. Because
You are not absolved.
What'd you put on there?
I put John's mom's number.
So anytime a fan would want a phone number.
Oh, I was eager to write it down. Here you go, 314, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I still got it memorized because I gave it out so many times. No, I guarantee you she still has that number.
Prove it.
Still has the answering machine.
Let's call it right now. Put it in my phone.
Oh, yeah, I'll call her right now. I'm going to see what happens. Because
we should have done this at
Call
6.
her and tell her about it. Right now, admit it to her on the air.
oh, my gosh.
Does she know?
It's still saved. I don't know if she knows, but I've... cannot be completed as dialed. Well, she may have dropped it around 2005 because I gave it out thousands upon thousands of times.
It's a dead number now. Huh.
And I feel guilty. I really do.
Ah.
This is not a gal
You're not absolved.
that appreciated any of that kind of stuff. Funny gal, but that's not humorous to her.
All right, let's do some news.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do some news.
And your news being sponsored by
Energy Stars Heating and Cooling. Look to the stars and schedule your fall maintenance today.
a Columbus, Ohio funeral home could soon serve mourners in a new way. Alcohol.
All right.
I'm all for this, by the way. The Evergreen Funeral, Cremation, and Reception is set to open next year. That's the name of the place. And they applied for a liquor license and could soon be serving people during services. So owners said this is a unique twist to a celebration of life. They want to change how people view an average funeral. The mission is to make the process of a very difficult time a little easier. Good idea, bad idea. Start serving drinks at funeral homes.
I think
Love
it's
it.
a great idea if the guy driving the hearse gets to enjoy this.
Love it. Now, the owner wants to drop the business's reputation of being, dark and morbid. They're a freaking funeral home by offering manageable prices and the option for mourners to raise a toast to a lost loved one with a bar. Quote, "We will only be serving alcohol when people are on the premises and remain on the premises until the continuation of the services just for the safety of the people in the community around." Now, according to the National Funeral Directors Association, some states don't allow funeral homes to serve food or drinks. Connecticut, New Jersey, Massachusetts, North Dakota are states that do not allow this. Apparently, it's okay in Ohio, and they will be applying for a liquor license. First funeral home in that state to do so.
I wonder if that's legal here in Missouri.
I don't know, but, we all go out and drink in the parking lot. Let's just bring it inside.
That was all my cousins every time. It's someone has a truck, and they always have coolers back there, and they keep slipping out the door, coming back in.
Yeah, might as well just keep it all in-house. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe the funeral home can make a couple bucks off it. I don't know. Open bar. I want an open bar. An open bar at my funeral.
I think that was also Jeff's thing, wasn't it? Where he would go and drink out in the parking lot or whatever.
I think the coffin should be the bar.
Yeah, that was his.
Just fill it with ice?
You call it the Irish, what was it called? Irish funeral? Irish wake?
Something like that.
There's some name for it. Like, he normalized it to me, and I was like, that's the first I've ever heard him. He's like, everybody I know does
I've
this.
been to plenty of funerals where...
There's a drink called an Irish wake.
Well, listen, guys. No one in my family drinks. I was raised by a whole batch of teetotalers. So I've never seen
Yeah,
any
but
of
you've been
that.
to funerals before where at our buddy Ryan's funeral last year, we were out in the parking lot boozing.
Yeah, prior to, because it was raining afterwards. So
Well, during the wake.
I didn't make the wake. I was at the funeral.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were at the funeral. The wake. You were at the wake.
Yep. We all stood in the back corner there, and
Tommy the Boss and Corey and just popping beers. I'm okay with it.
I remember I had a Gatorade.
Yeah, you did.
Uh-huh.
You did. Can you name America's national bird? Can you name America's national bird?
Yeah.
God, what is it?
Bald eagle.
Is it?
Pretty confident.
Is it, Rafe?
Yeah.
Or is it the California condor?
That's
Or
California.
the dodo.
I want an answer.
It's a vulture.
What is America's national bird?
I'll go turkey.
Red-tailed
Turkey.
hawk.
You say bald eagle? If you said bald eagle, you are correct.
That's right.
But how long has it been the national bird?
I bet you something like the 70s. I bet you it was not that until enough people went, wait a second, what? It's on our quarters. We need to make it the
So
national
you said
bird.
the 1970s.
I'll go 1940s.
1940s. Rafe.
Kind of vaguely remember like the Continental Congress having this argument because Franklin wanted it to be the turkey. Ben Franklin was a turkey man.
Yeah, I like him. That's why I'm a fan of Ben
Ben
Franklin.
Franklin's like, hey,
It's
man,
changed a few times.
turkey's
The
good.
correct answer is 2 weeks ago.
Really?
No way, dude.
No way.
They
Yeah.
sneak it in on Christmas Eve?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Ben?
Yeah.
Finally.
What was it before?
There was none. The House passed a bill a couple weeks ago to make it the official bird.
I'm going to say we probably needed about 80 years to let the German thing cool off.
The Senate already voted for it unanimously this summer. President Biden signed off on it on Christmas Eve. And you could thank a bald eagle enthusiast from Minnesota for making this happen. So the 78-year-old guy's name is Preston Cook. He's been collecting bald eagle memorabilia for over 50 years. Sounds like
He's cool,
a
man.
party. This guy sounds cool as hell. This guy's amassed more than 40,000 eagle-related items. That's right.
Whew. Good investments.
He realized back in 2010 that Congress never passed true legislation to make the bald eagle the official bird of the U.S.
Huh.
So he started lobbying politicians. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar introduced a bill this past June. It took him that long to get this thing going, almost 14 years.
Wow, that's wild.
But 14 years later, on Christmas Eve 2024, The bald eagle became the official bird of the U.S.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. Hey, that
So that's
bird
what-
thing. I meant to, when we were out at that Sunrise Hill Cabins, they had a bird watching book on the coffee table, right, with binoculars.
Next to the BB gun?
Well, I got to thinking, and I was like, man, a bird enthusiast, you know. And then I think it's not something that comes with nerdism. I think it's something that comes with age, where you're starting to like slow down and you want to appreciate life and Earth
Nature.
a bit more, nature, and think about birds. It's nature's lottery. You never know, you know, you look up and you never know what you're going to see. It's kind of the lottery. And if you really want to play the lottery and play by the numbers, then you find out where they are and what seasons they are, and you can do a little research. But I mean, it's kind of like the lottery of the whole nature thing. So I can kind of see it being easier to get into as you get old and retire and are looking for something to do, and you're kind of, I don't know, looking around a bit more.
Yeah. Have you
Trying to appreciate things a bit more.
Isn't it called The Big Year when you're trying to...
Oh, that was a movie with Steve
Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah. I saw something yesterday, too. The
Like checking off birds.
bald eagle was down to 400 in 1963. Endangered species, almost gone. Now they're like at 300,000 or 400,000.
Well, it's illegal to kill one.
Big, maybe we were waiting that out. We are like, we can't want to make them the national bird, and then they go extinct.
Yeah, you're right.
Not a good look for
Had to
us.
get 'em-
Yeah, yeah.
had to get the population up to a manageable number, and now we're like, all right, we're cool with it.
Now they're the Thanksgiving bird, right?
So I feel like I was taught that they were my national bird. So does that mean I was lied to?
Everything you were
Yeah, pretty
taught as a
much.
kid has been a lie.
Doggone it.
All right, we
That's
got
awesome.
we got time for a couple emails. RizShow1057thepoint.com, or send your instant feedback through the 1057 The Point mobile app.
Emails are brought to you by Kloss Furniture. Lowest prices guaranteed. We have something for everybody. Let's start with this. Hey, good morning, fellas. Happy New Year and welcome back. I heard y'all talking about the Eddie and was curious if y'all had the backstory. Well,
Oh, yeah.
this is in reference to Rafe in Hawaii on the North Shore and going to a big surf competition or something called the Big Eddie, right?
Yeah,
Your veteran was there.
Eddie Aikau was the first lifeguard at Waimea Bay who tragically lost his life trying to save people on a capsized vessel during a ceremonial sail.
Neat.
I encourage you to look into it more. It's very fascinating. Several docs about him and his family. The lore says that Eddie picks the winner, and the guy that won this year was a Hawaiian local musician surfer named Landon McNamara, whose family is really into big wave surfing. His uncle did a doc called The 100-Foot Wave. Check out Landon's music if you like chill reggae island vibe. Keep on keeping on. Justin from Lawn Guy Land sent from my iPhone.
All right, well, now we know.
Now we know.
Thank you. Next.
Good morning, everybody. I would love to know everybody's opinion on tipping grocery store employees. My family is new to the click list world and started ordering our groceries online and then going to pick them up. We were later made aware by coworkers that it's standard to tip the employee who loads your car with the groceries that you ordered. My husband and I are split on how we feel about this. I don't feel like it's necessary. They earn normal fair wages, and my husband will typically throw them a couple bucks. Would love to know
What are
what the
these-
group's opinion is. Love you all.
So what are they doing?
Just picking up the groceries.
Ordering groceries and going to pick it up. You know, they got those.
Is it on an app?
Well, yeah, you do it on an app, but you
No,
go to
Schnucks
pick it
has
up.
like pickup. So they'll go get all your groceries for you.
Schnucks,
They cut
Walmart,
out the
Target.
middleman.
They all do that.
Whoa.
They have shoppers for you, and they come out. You just open your trunk, and they put them in your trunk. You go.
I tried to do that at Costco. Like I had a Costco employee try to help me get something in the car, and they would not take a tip.
They're not allowed to, but this is different. This is someone that's shopping for you. They're basically doing the Instacart thing without
Yeah.
the drive.
You're just cutting out the Instacart person. Instead of them delivering, you're picking up. But an employee of Schnucks has gone around with a cart, got your 55 items, scanned them out, bagged them up, and is waiting at the curb to put them in your car for you.
My instinct says tip, but chances are they probably won't accept it.
I think they will accept it, and I think you should tip because I think my guess is you basically turn them into your personal shopper. They probably have they do get fair wages, but I'm sure that you're taking them away from stocking cans of corn or whatever they're supposed to be doing to shop for you.
But I think that's
I
an
doubt that
actual.
the
It's
store.
got to be fun.
I think that's
the
a
store-
position.
Maybe, I don't know.
I bet
don't
you it
use
is. Target has its own door. At least the Target that we go to. It has
There are
its own-
so many Target spots now in the parking lot that are specific for those, like pull up
Yeah.
and they
That's
load
what I
your
mean.
car up.
And they're a little bit off the center. They're not by the center door, and they have their own door that the online shoppers, or I'm not sure what they're called, but the shopper for you and put it in the trunk
Gatherers.
people. Yes, the gatherers. It's the gatherer door, and it says do not block the gatherer door. High traffic areas.
I don't know. Flip them $5. You're fine.
Yeah, and I was going to say what is the appropriate one, and I was thinking probably $5.
$5. Just be nice.
A little something, something.
A little something, something.
Split the difference between nothing
or don't.
And whatever your
Don't
husband
complain
wants.
that I do. And I'm not going to complain that you don't. I'm a tipper. I'm a giver.
I like it.
You know me.
It's my year to be greedy.
That was yesterday.
Oh, you switched.
I've already broken my New Year's resolution.
Oh, dude, you know what? I got a resolution. I think it's going to bring you guys some joy. One of my resolutions was to be on my phone less. And I thought, well, how do I do that? How do I habitualize myself to use the phone fewer minutes throughout the day? And one of the things that I can instantly change that keeps me off my phone is
toilet time.
I ain't sitting down to pee anymore.
Are you going to stand to pee?
Oh,
I'm a stander.
welcome.
I'm a stander.
Welcome to the world of manhood.
Yes, the advantage
Hey,
of
listen.
manhood.
Welcome to being a man.
Listen, dude. My masculinity is not tied into my toilet habits.
No, yeah, gosh, no.
But I thought y'all would get a kick out of that. And man, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I'm like preventing messes. I mean, the whole thing was to prevent messes because I live with all these girls. And I was trying to, to keep seats clean and all that kind of stuff. And tell you what, I'm not on my phone as often. And
That's good.
It's
It
a
makes the
weird,
aim
it's a
strong.
weird
There's
adjustment.
Piss all over the wall.
Yeah.
All right, you know what?
The floors are a mess.
So a bunch of people weighing in.
But
on
I'm
this.
plugged in.
But Instagram is off.
And there's a bunch of people weighing in. So if you do grocery pickup through Instacart, it is somebody shopping for you. Then somebody who works at Schnucks brings it to you when you show up. It's not the same person. So they have specific runners, I guess?
Yeah, they're in vests. Yeah,
Shoppers and runners.
How have you not seen this?
I don't know.
They're like in the, basically like a crossing guard vest, but without reflectors. They're just, big red or blue vests.
So the gatherers aren't the ones who deliver.
I did not know that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, just give them $5. Who cares? And by the way, a week from today is National Quitters Day. So the second Friday in January is referred to as Quitters Day, where most people will abandon their New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to
So
make
you'll
it?
be back to sitting. You'll be back to sitting to pee Friday.
I looked it up also, and it says specifically Target. Tip your Target delivery person. They're typically considered shipped shoppers who are independent contractors and rely heavily on tips to supplement their income.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dang.
So they're contract workers inside the store.
Oh, so they don't work for Target. They work for Shipt.
Shipped, S-H-I-P-T.
My take is you always offer the tip. If they decline it, it's because of their policy, but now you know. You always offer the tip.
Next.
All right, this might be a little heavy, boys. Via Facebook, my biological dad's wife reached out to me. She wants all his kids to be together for his 80th birthday. I got 3 brothers and 2 sisters and recently found out about it and how he wants me there. My daughter says I should go, and she wants to go with. She does not understand why I may not want to go. She is inquisitive, and she's gave birth to my grandson just yesterday. Her hormones are raging and begging me to go. I'm of the mindset that let sleeping dogs lie. My father shares the same birthday as me, ironically. I'm 46. I hold resentment for him from skipping out on me and my mom. Should I just say screw it and go? In the words of Riz, what would you do?
All right. So what's the scenario? Once again, just
his biological dad's wife reached out and says that she wants all of his kids to be there for his 80th.
okay. But he has been.
He's very resentful,
So apparently, Dad has not been there.
and he says I hold resentment for him for skipping out on me and my mom. His daughter wants him to go and wants to go with, because that's her biological grandfather. He's saying, what do I do?
Wait. Lay that scenario out.
Okay,
for me.
I'll lay it out. So
Shorthand. First of all, never good when someone starts a sentence with biological dad.
father is turning 80. Okay.
Yeah.
Father was not in our emailer's life.
Right.
Okay.
That's why they said biological. No one ever says biological dad in a good.
Emailer's daughter, who is the granddaughter of the guy turning 80, wants to go to the party.
Okay.
Son does not want to go to the party.
Doesn't want to go. Still holds resentment.
Still holds resentment. Understood.
Yeah.
His daughter wants to meet her biological grandfather.
Do they have any kind of relationship?
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, maybe also it's other family members she's never met before and all that.
Here's the thing, man. People make mistakes. People do bad things. They do dumb things. We only get one pass at this. I'm going to say there's nothing to lose. You've already lost what you lost. That's in the past. And there's only something to gain, and I know that it's going to take you being the biggest man in the scenario, but maybe you give it a go. What's the worst that can happen?
You bring up some very hurtful,
but it's already there, and maybe it's a way to heal it. Maybe it's
maybe not though. Maybe you're already past it, and you don't want to bring it up again. You've moved on. Dad was not there. You've grown up without him.
That's a great point.
And I've already moved past. I realize I don't have a dad. Maybe I have a stepdad. Maybe my mom remarried, and I got a stepdad who played the role of dad.
Yeah.
And I don't want to rehash stuff that I've already worked to get past.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. We don't have more details than this, but
I want to know if the granddaughter has a relationship with the grandfather.
On the surface, I would think, man, life is so short.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that his wife, I guess would be his stepmom, that she's reaching out is pretty cool. That's kind of thoughtful.
Yeah, just because you turn 80, though, doesn't mean...
There's 3 brothers and 2 sisters.
Just because you turn 80 doesn't mean we need to forget the sins of the past.
No. But I also...
Nobody's asking to forget, but maybe forgiveness... He says he's got resentment. That's not healthy, dude. That's,
forgive. Move.
Maybe he's... But you don't know. I don't know if this guy's been in therapy.
I'm sure therapy's saying
I don't know
what I'm saying.
how abandoned... he was when the dad left. I mean, more details needed.
The thing I would be curious about is, does the biological grandfather, is he wanting this? Is he like, hey, I'd really love to meet my granddaughter. I know I screwed up. I know we have a distant relationship, but
Yeah.
Or does this guy feel like he's protecting his daughter from like, hey, you don't want... If there's a one-way thing where she wants to meet him and he's like, trust me, you don't.
I think he would have said those things, though,
I think
here.
so, too. So I'm going to say, tongue-in-cheek, I'm assuming that the grandfather's also interested and has...
She's being a surrogate for his...
It could get him put in the will.
Hey,
good point, Stephen.
That's a good point.
I like your thinking.
Time to get in.
Good point, Stephen.
I think it's tough, man, if you're going to break those... Because usually family trauma like that is cyclical, And if you have an estranged relationship, ipso facto, she also has an estranged relationship because she's your daughter. So the sins of the father become the sins of the son. Even if they're different, you're still creating this, like, familial environment where everyone's isolated from one another.
Yeah, and where resentment lives.
My feeling is,
Bingo. And
that he really does want to go, and that's why he's emailing us, just for a little, like...
Well, we got you.
little push.
We got your back, bro.
Go, then.
I think you
go.
should go.
Fun. It'll be
go.
Good.
I think you should go with the open mind and an open heart if you can. And just, understand that they may not be...
When you walk up to him, just punch him once.
Yeah, beat his ass, dude. He's 80. What is he going to do? It's just time, bro.
Beat the hell out of him and
pull
then
his
say...
pins down.
Okay, I feel better.
Yeah.
And then on with the party.
He should pants him at his 80th birthday party. Look at his wrinkly old balls.
All right, Rafe. Can you do sports in a minute and a half?
Now we're even.
I could. Maybe, yeah.
All right.
Not really.
How about 2 minutes?
2 minutes. Cue the music.
All right, here we go. 2 minutes.
Sports brought to you by Jack and Coke, the popular cocktail now available in a ready-to-drink can.
All right, here we go with the super important, super fast March report. Mahomes gets snubbed. Patrick Showtime's Mahomes left off the AFC Pro Bowl roster. Stop the madness. Guess who's on it? Travis, I'm the problem. It's me. Kelsey, Chris Sack Attack Jones. This will be the first time Mahomes has been left off of the Pro Bowl in his career. In place of Josh Buffalo Soldier, Allen Lamar, Action Jackson, and Joe with the real Slim Shady. Please stand up, Burrow. What? Moving on, Hoover Ball. That's right, the only sport where you risk a hernia while scoring points. Imagine volleyball, but instead of a ball, you're chucking a 20-pound medicine ball over a net yelling, I think I just pulled my pancreas. Team Quadzilla came away with the win, and the person who lost got hit so hard with a pass in the chest that it deleted 2 years of their high school memories. Sophomore and junior year gone. What? Moving on, Rodgers gets reflective. Aaron, deep thoughts. Rodgers done it again, philosophizing his way through what could be his last game with the New York Jets. After a season that started with sky-high expectations and ended up on an episode of Survivor Disappointment Island, Rodgers has one foot on the field and the other foot in a meditation retreat. He called his 2 years in New York the best years of his life, which is like saying a lukewarm bagel is the best meal I've ever had. Meanwhile, the Jets are 4-12 and cleaning house faster than Tony Danza on crack cocaine. Moving on, what? Buzkashi Chaos. That's right. The Buzkashi Championships and the local soccer league is tough, huh? Try Buzkashi, the sport where grown men ride on horseback and fight for control of a goat carcass like it's Black Friday at Best Buy. The championship saw the Kabul Stampede wipe the floor with their rivals. Horses collided. Players screamed and someone lost a tooth. The final score, pain. The MVP, Hassan the Hoof Razali, dragged the goat past the field and the goal while shrugging off the defenders and probably disproving PETA representatives at the same time. Buzkashi, come for the sport, stay for the absolute madness. Moving on. Whap! The Sugar Bowl. Wham! Notre Dame won. Get over it. Wham! Pow! Woo! Moving on. Ferret-legged freak show. That's right. You've never heard of it. Ferret legging. Huge sport. Gotta know what's going on. Oh, you're in for a treat or maybe a nightmare. The rules are simple. Stick a ferret down your pants and see how long you can last before tapping out in absolute regret. This year's champ, Larry the Ferret King McGee, lasted 6 full minutes with a wild ferret in his pants. Larry, is that a ferret in your pants? Or are you just happy to be winning? What? Moving on. Simone's Gold Rush. Simone, the goat Biles, isn't just back. She's rewriting the script after battling the Twisties in 2020. She dominated the 2024 Paris Olympics, racking up more gold medals than a leprechaun's treasure chest. Now, tied for second most decorated female gymnast of all time, she also snagged Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year award because she doesn't just win. She changes the entire conversation. Her acceptance speech set for Vegas, where she'll collect the trophy and probably outshine half the city's neon lights. If there's one thing we've learned, when Simone salutes the judges, the whole world watches. And that concludes the 2-minute Super Important Sports Report.
All right. Thank you, Rafe. All right, one final break. We'll come back, wrap her up. All right, that is it for us. Short week. Have a great weekend. We'll see what happens Monday with the weather. Just be careful, okay?
Okay.
Just be careful.
It's got to be here.
Make sure you check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring and download the podcast, which is sponsored by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers and a Heads Up Ellisville location. I'm coming your way this afternoon with my flat tire.
Better make it right.
They always make it right. They're great over there.
I know. Why not throw a little extra heat log on the fire?
They don't need it.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm trying to get you like a coupon. Just chill.
They're good. I got my 4 tires from there a couple months ago. Great people. What is today's podcast title?
No, this is a fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do not forget to make your Pick'em Challenge picks. Week 18 NFL. Will the Riz Show? I mean, have that epic comeback, and we end the season in a tie with the Fast Lane. We'll find out on Monday.
Battle for the Hubbard Hallway is on.
Yeah, it's serious.
All right, Moon, what else?
It's peace and love. Peace and love.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah.
King Scott.
You can follow me at King Scott Rules.
Okay. Rafe.
All right. Go to the Westport Funny Bones website and pick up tickets. I have shows there the January 23rd through the 25th. I got 5 shows Thursday through Saturday. So, yeah, go grab you some tickets. Everybody's always like, when's your next homestand? This is it. And I probably won't have another one until fall. So,
all right.
Come now, baby. Come now in the winter. And follow me at I am Rafe Williams on all of the socials.
All right. Have a great weekend. Learn comes back on Monday. The team back together. So have a great weekend.
Hey, be careful out there on the roads.
Be careful.
Please,
Okay.
for goodness sake.
And, yeah, Donna next. See you Monday. Bye.
Energy up.